Thank you. Thank you all.
Any plates?
It's in my car.
Should I go get one?
Yes, sir. So 1 second. Anyway, we'll do it some other day. Should we do the Kirtan or should we get started with the classes? Yeah? Kirtan? Okay. We'll do the same one today also. Next week we'll change the bhajan. Please try to sing after me. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Vidya Chinta Ratana Mandira Ramyasthana Vidya Chinta Dhama Ratana Mandira Ramyasthana Vidya Chinta Dhama Ratana Mandira अमृताकालिनी रे राजा हंसा तेरी कार काहे शोभे कनक कमाला कालिंदी रे राजा हंसा तेरी कार काहे शोभे कनक कमाला वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहरा हिमापीत अष्टाडाले जैसी सीता अष्टाडाले प्रधान नायिका मध्ये हिमापीता अष्टाडाले जैसी सीता अष्टाडाले प्रधान नायिका मध्ये रत्नाशाणे बसियाचे दुई जाने श्यामा संगे सुंदरी राधिका मध्ये रत्नाशाणे बसियाचे दुई जाने श्यामा संगे सुंदरी राधिका वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहरा पाला बन्या राशि अमिया परिचय आसी आज्ञा परिहास संभाषा पाला बन्या राशि अमिया परिचय आज्ञा परिहास संभाषा लीला सुखा मोय सदै लीला सुखा मोय सदै Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Vanaranyasthana Divyachintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Kalindri Raja Hamsa ke Vichar Kahe Shobhe Kanakatama. Vrindavanaranyasthana Divyachintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Vrindavanaranyasthana Divyachintamani Ratana Mandira Manohara. Actually thought of doing a presentation. I'm not able to find the presentation for some reason. Just give me a couple of minutes. I'll just try. Mhm. It's okay. Wait. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Little louder, please. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namah Pankajanaಭಾಯ Namah Pankajamaline Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangre Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha Namo Brahmanyaya Devaya Gau Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagatitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kum karoti vachalam tungam lingayati girimet kripahatamam vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Pavitro Pavitro Va Sarvavastam Gatopi Va Yat Smare Pundarikaksha Sabhyabhyantaram Suche Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu. Hare Krishna. Thank you all, Rohit and Matis, for coming. It's a wonderful morning. Are you all too many here? You can also distribute your. Is that okay? Can you see me? Clearly is visible. I can't see some of you. Maybe you can come this side also. On the chairs, you can take the chairs. If it's okay with you, if you're comfortable. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you everybody for coming. Very grateful. If you don't come, then what is the enthusiasm for me? Right? Your participation is the motivation for me. So I'm very grateful that all of you have come. And today, actually, I wanted to discuss about Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but I got too, a little busy and I forgot to copy the presentation. But we'll do it next week. Is it okay? Hare Krishna Mantra aspect, why we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I can actually tell also, but with the presentation, it's more nice because I wanted to show a lot of Shastric references, right? A lot of verses from different scriptures. What is the prominence of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, like that? So next week we'll do, right? So this week we'll continue with the topic, does God exist? Right? Okay. So how many of you here feel God exists? Is there a God? You don't have to say yes because it's convenient to say, or log kya sochenge. Again, most of the time we go to a temple, whether the God is there or not, some energy is there. A lot of people say that some energy is there. Whether you call it God, whether you call it Krishna, you call it Rama, you call it any name, some energy is there. They say that, isn't it? Have you heard that answer? Yeah. So energy is there everywhere, but do we need to worship that energy? Then what is this concept of God? Does he even exist? Actually, the way we have been brought up is, we all have gone through, we have not gone to any Gurukul from a young age. We have just been taught, the English way of education. And English way of education, one good thing in that education is we question everything. We challenge everything. Right? That's one of the good aspects. But unfortunately, when it comes to religion, we are not applying the same principle. We are not questioning. But now our next generation is going to question us. Right? Maybe our parents used to worship God, so we are worshipping God. But the next generation is not going to worship God just like that. They're going to say, prove me that God exists. Then only I'll worship. And why should I worship? Even if he exists, why should I worship? Right? And we as parents, or to be parents, or to be married, or in future, you better have good answers. Otherwise, your children is not going to put even a bindi on their, they're not going to put a tilak. They'll never wear anything devotional. They'll never believe in a temple. They're not going to accept a lot of things that we by default accepted. We have accepted because some people maybe accepted because of fear. Some people accepted because they didn't know what else to do. Right? So, if you all believe God exists, then we should have answers to some of these questions. Right? Why there are so many rituals? What is the use? Just focus on God. Ye vrat karo, wo vrat karo. Right? So many rituals. Just focus on God. No? Why do you have so many rituals? Do we have an answer for this? Really? Have to attend focus. Yeah. So ritual itself doesn't have any meaning. It's just to get focus. You think that's convincing for our children to worship? perform? No, right? Do people who are afraid go to the temples? Huh? Most of the time they're afraid, no? See, you have this big altar, you have 10 photographs. Monday one, Tuesday one, whatever sequence you follow, right? So I'm doing agarbatti. I'm starting from here. 1, 2, 3. I forgot. My God. If I forget that, blunder will happen, isn't it? So better I do agarbatti in all the places. So there's no dispute. No? I don't want any trouble, isn't it? That's another way of looking at it. So people who are scared worship God. People are asking these questions. Is it cowardly for anyone to go to God when they are worried? Meaning, if you're worried, is it cowardly to go to God? No, इसमें कोई धैर्य नहीं है. ऐसे ही भागेगा भगवान के पास. He can't fix problem by himself. That's the reason they go to God. Some people speak like that. Actually, there are two movies which came. All glories to our atheistic Bollywood. PK is one movie, and Oh My God is another movie. Right? They came and they just opened questions in front of people. Some of these questions are from the movies only. They just opened questions that does God exist? Amir Khan comes and shows, this small or that big, which God is better, right? Or he says, what is the use of going to temple when God is there everywhere, right? Like that, it opened questions, and they made crores of rupees. And who are the people who watched those movies? Hindus. Nobody questioned, right? And they made like 700-800 crores out of those movies. Did they give 1 rupee to the temples? Did they give 1 rupee to the poor? Right? They raised questions like, what is the use of doing abhishekam to the god? Instead of that, give that milk to the poor people. Isn't it? Right? Correct. Why should we do all that things on God? Right? They raise the questions. See, it's a good thing that they raise questions, but the bad thing is they didn't give the answers. They just made money. They didn't give the answers. They did not want to give the answers. Let me ask that question to you before we get on to the topic. Why we should have a mukut, diamond mukut to Balaji in Tirupati, or why we should do abhishekam with milk and honey and so many things onto the Shivlingam or the deities in the house. Instead, give it to the poor, right? It is poor people will eat. Why we should do that?
Actually, you should cycle. Money should not come as is to the people are coming. You should, so if you buy milk, the milk seller will be getting it, and then he develops cows. Like the ecosystem develops.
Quick. Yeah. Today's session is going to be a little ground shaking. So, if there is an atheist inside you, I'm going to pull that atheist out. I want to expose each one of you. Where is that atheist sitting inside? Right? Yeah. Yeah.
So myself convinced that giving away will never solve the problem. We need to develop the ecosystem. That is the reason. Okay, milk will. Okay, next time again milk will be provided by the cows and everything, right? So rather than giving away, if we buy the shop seller, then the milk vendor, and okay, entire ecosystem will be running. Giving freebies will spoil the ecosystem.
You don't want to give it free to the poor people.
Then it will become like China. Okay,
Yeah.
China always saves, and America always uses lavishly. But India will develop the cycle with these festivals and all. We buy, we spend. Again, we allow the system to grow. So,
okay, one good point that Srinivas Prabhu is making is you should not give it for free to people. It will be very, they'll not value it that much. But I'm going a little in terms of religion. I'm going to why to build such big temples, why to why to have so much opulence inside the deities, to the deities, the Gopuram and all that. Why you have to do all that? You can instead give it to the poor. That's what a lot of people tell these days, right? Isn't it? A lot of people say, why do you do all that thing? Give it to the poor people. Have you heard this comment anywhere?
Yes.
Yeah? Whenever you want to do anything, immediately they'll say. My simple question to all such people who ask that question is, why do you need iPhone 10? Why don't you give that money to the poor people? Why do you have to go to Sharat Super Mall? Instead, just watch a movie in your laptop, give that money to the poor people. Why do you need to spend so much on cosmetics? Give that money to the poor. You are so poor people conscious, right? Huh? You are like, oh, poor people are there, I can't sleep only. So why can't you give everything to poor people? Huh? Why do you need Adidas shoes? Just go to Koti, you'll get Adodas. Right? 300 rupees, you'll get Adodas. It's not Adidas. Looks like Adidas. It works like Adidas. Give that money to the poor people. No. You made 700 crores with that movie by putting this question that why don't you give money to the poor people? But did you give even 1 penny to the poor people? That person who made that movie, PK? Or that Oh My God? Or many such movies are there where they questioned rituals, questioned sadhus, questioned our culture. But did they give even a single penny? Dena chahiye na? Nanna. I can make money in the name of religion. I can blaspheme religion and make money. But why will I give it to the poor people? See, it's my faith. When I want to worship God, when I have deity in my house, I want the deity to be absolutely clean and speck. And for that bell metal kind of deity, I need to do it with honey, do it with ghee. There is a way to, cleanse the deity and keep the deity. I have that sentiment. It's my wish, Baba. You want to spend on iPhone 20, iPhone 13. I want to spend on worshipping the deity. What is your problem? For that, they will not have an answer. And by the way, everything that we spend on the deity actually is distributed to the poor people. Isn't it? When you do Abhishekam, what happens to that Abhishekam water? What is it called at the end? Panchamrita. Right? All the ingredients of the Abhishekam, ghee, curd, and honey, water, right? What else? Milk, huh? Everything that comes from the cow. All those things are mixed. And then you also have several fruits, fruit juices, right? We do that Abhishekam, and then everything is collected. And what do we do with that? We give to the poor people. And how many of you know that if you drink that Panchamritam once in a month, you will not get diseases? It is such a powerful mixture of Ayurvedic things. It's Ayurveda. Everything that we did has a big reasoning behind it. But that people will not say. We are giving it to poor people only. People who are God conscious actually do more philanthropy than philanthropists. How many here have gone to Tirupati? Anybody? Here? Tirupati? You've gone? Come on, every South Indian, most of us have gone, right? How many free meals does Tirupati Devasthanam distribute a single day? How many had free meals in Tirupati? In the Dharma Bhojana? Is it nice? Amazing. I don't think we can cook that at home also. Right? From morning 6 o'clock to night 10 o'clock. Continuous. And in one hall at one time, more than 5,000 people can sit. That is the capacity of the hall. And there are people serving, the prasadam is going. How many have gone to Golden Temple? Anybody? Yeah? How they distribute prasadam there? They make roti, dal, rice. Yeah? So how many have gone to Udupi Krishna? Have you had Udupi prasadam there? Cooper? They literally run with the cart and they are doing the Udupi Sambar famous, right? Udupi Sambar, Udupi Rasam. How much money you paid for them? Nothing. Do they stop giving it to you saying this is this much only? They keep giving you more. Sir, take more, take more. How many have gone to ISKCON temples? Anywhere in India or outside? Have you got prasadam there? Did they charge anything? No. You see, let's go to Tirupati as an example. More than 2 lakh plates of prasadam distributed every single day. 2 lakhs. If you have to calculate the cost for the quality of prasadam that is, it is very, very opulent prasadam. Right? Are they putting it in the newspaper? Are they putting in? Have you seen? Today Tirupati has distributed 2,22 plates. Yesterday Tirupati has distributed 2,16 plates. Have they put it anytime? They never put it. They never put it. Have you seen any ads like that? Never do it. Because God conscious people take care of the poor people. Everybody for that matter. In front of God, everybody is poor only. So everybody is treated the same way, whether you are a Ambani or whether you are a security guard working in a community. Both of them will sit at the same place, same prasadam will be given. Isn't it? Is it popularized? No. Right? But when we want to construct one another room in the temple, immediately these philanthropists will come around, these atheistic people will come around and say, why are you investing here? Why don't you give it to the poor people? Huh? What will you get by doing all these things? Isn't it? ISKCON distributes more than 10 lakhs plates of prasadam every single day around the world. 10 lakh plates. In Bombay itself, more than 4 lakh plates of free prasadam are going to all the children in government schools. Free. Now, is that coming in the news anywhere? No. Like, see here, we are doing this programs, right? We are doing this program. Actually, today, there is one more program happening in my house right now. My senior God brother has come. So, in the last minute that happened, so I'm continuing here, he is doing there. So, my entire home is filled. In our houses, in devotee houses, we feed more than 100 people every week. And Krishna keeps giving. We never have any problem with money. Right? Because religion is like that. Religion means to love God. And when you love God, you love everybody that God has created. Jagannath Puri is famous for prasadam. 56 items are offered to God from morning till night. And all of them come to a place called Anand Bazar. That place is called Anand Bazar. Bahut anand aata hai wahan jane se. And they keep giving prasadam to you. Rice, dal and so many things. Nobody dies hungry in India. I can tell you that one thing. Nobody can die hungry in India. There is always some temple giving something to some people. Do you all agree with this? Just go to any temple, corner. At least he'll give that gugil or little pulihora he'll give. That will make you survive. You don't need more than that. Right? And they speak that religion is exploiting people. Huh? Does the God exist? Why should we put any money on religion? Like that they speak, isn't it? So that's a misconception that is created by these movies. Right? Some questions like, are there two gods? One who created us and one whom we created? Huh? How do you prove that Krishna exists? How do you prove that Rama exists? We'll get into that. We'll get into that in the 10th session. Who is God? But before that, here we are going to discuss, does he even exist? Whatever name you give, does he exist or not? Scientifically, we will go through that. Scientifically. Right? Is a God who made us completely unknowable to us? Meaning somebody who created us and we can't see him at all. We can't access him at all. When you did something wrong in your life, at any time, did you hear an inner voice telling you, don't do it? You're doing it. What you're doing is wrong. But inner voice, something is telling, don't do it. Don't do it. And still you're doing it. Who do you think that person is? It's not you, right? Who is that person who's telling you, don't do it? Or when you did something nice, there is some happiness that is inside and it's telling you, today you really did it nice. Who do you think that person is? That is Krishna. That is a Paramatma sitting inside. He is with you. You can experience him. See, everything cannot be touched. Do you love your parents? How much percentage? How many kilograms? Can you put a scientific number to certain emotions? You can't. But can you experience it? Yes, you can. Isn't it? God can be experienced, provided you have humble eyes and ears to hear him and see him. You can actually feel him. He's there very much. But if that's not enough for modern people, we're also going to prove it scientifically today. Right? Is religion made by God man or God himself? Who made religion? What is religion, by the way? What is spirituality? What is religion? Why do I need a religion? There are people today, they say, I want God but no religion. Have you heard that? I hate religion. Let's not discuss religion. Right? If I put one mantra in our Telegram group, immediately one secular fellow will stand up and say, don't discuss religion. Put one mantra there. People have created so much hatred for religion. But what does religion mean? What is the meaning of religion? Can anyone tell what is the meaning of religion? Or you can pass on the mic. What comes to your mind when you hear religion? Yes, ma'am. ये गुड नेम आती है?
मेरे को हिंदी आती है,
हाँ बताइए।
तो हिंदी के अलावा मेरे को कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। आप बोल रहे हैं ना, मैं समझ नहीं पाई, तो हिंदी में ट्रांसलेट करिए इसका।
हाँ बताइए, मैं जो पूछ रहा हूँ
बताइए,
कि,
हिंदी में पूछिए।
ये क्या कहते हैं, रिलीजन को हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं?
धर्म।
धर्म इज वन ऑफ द वेज टू से कि धर्म की परिभाषा क्या है, धर्म होता क्या है?
धर्म अपने अंदर ही होता है।
हाँ।
हम जो व्यवहार करते हैं उसी से हमारा धर्म झलकता है। हमारे अंदर दया है, करुणा है, ये सब भावना होनी चाहिए।
सब भावना होनी चाहिए, धर्म ये सिखाता है।
जी।
हाँ जी। So what is religion and why people are so skeptical to discuss about it? You know, if you get into a discussion, people will tell, see bhaiya, your religion, my religion, my religion. Let's not get into it. Let's not discuss it. People are scared to even discuss about religion. That is the situation today. I mean, religion is the only thing that human beings can practice. Animals cannot practice religion. Yeah, you give them.
किसी के प्रति गलत भावना नहीं रहनी चाहिए।
Yeah.
हर एक, हाँ
हाँ, वो तो शास्त्र सिखाते हैं
जी।
मेरा प्रश्न थोड़ा अलग था।
जी बताइए।
हाँ. So the point is, what is religion and how is it different from spirituality? Let's discuss this for a few minutes. What is religion and how is it different from spirituality? In office, when you have to capture some information, how do you capture it? Do you have a template? Yeah, you have a template. You create a template, columns, rows, Excel, you'll open, and then you start capturing information. If you have a template, what is the advantage? You can use it multiple times. Yes. You can standardize everything at one place, and you'll pakka capture all the information. Right? The whole Six Sigma and so many theories are there. They're all about templates only. Different templates to capture information. Is it right? Religion is a template given by God to access Him. A template. And different religions have different templates. When you follow the template, you can experience the presence of God. As simple as that. And we are fighting in the name of templates. I do like this. This is a template. This is a template. Somebody does like this. That's a template. Somebody kneels down and does like this. That's a template. When you follow that template over a period of time, you can actually experience humility. Right? When you do like this, automatically you become humble, isn't it? Just try putting your hands like this. The moment you do that, immediately you will feel humble. Actually, it normally comes out when you want to tell, or you're asking for forgiveness, or you're, being very respectful to someone. Automatically, both the hands will go like this. This is a template given by religion only. In front of God, you fold your palms and say, "I'm yours." In our, ISKCON society, we lift the hands. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare. Why do we lift the hands? When you actually lift the hands, you feel like giving yourself to God. If you're a small child, like the two children there, they get lost in a mall, right? They're searching, Mama, Papa, kidhar hai? Right? When they're searching and shouting, would they stand like this and shout, or like this? How do they do that? Children automatically lift their hands. They don't have to be told that lift your hands. When you're going to pick them up, what do? They lift their hands. They want to be picked up. Right? So the same mantra that you're chanting, you chant like this and you chant like this. It's completely different experience. You're giving yourself. It's a template. Right? When you want to propose somebody, you go and give a rose flower. It works. You don't give a watermelon. Right? It's a template. Over a period of time, rose flowers work, isn't it? It's a template created. In the same way, even in religion, there are templates. When you want to worship the Supreme Lord, you have a deity in the house, you do Abhishekam. That's also a template. These templates allow you to serve God in different ways. Right? In different ways, you are able to serve the God to attain the spiritual consciousness. Spirituality is here. That's a consciousness. Religion takes you to the spiritual consciousness. What is the spiritual consciousness? That I'm not this body, I'm the soul. I'm not this body. I never die. I die, but my body is gone. But I'm not gone. My soul is traveling, body after body. Right? Life after life, reincarnation. It's all happening. We'll discuss about that in the 5th session in detail. But right now, understand that spirituality is a state of consciousness. Religion are the templates which allow you to reach there. If you follow a certain template over a period of time in the house, like for festivals, I'll make this. For special days, I'll make this. Right? Then automatically your consciousness rises up, and then you can be in the spiritual consciousness. Religion helps you to reach the spiritual consciousness. That's all it is. So where is the question of argumentation or feeling bad about it? Your religion, my religion. Right? There is nothing like that. You can discuss. You can sit down with a Muslim also and discuss. What is your religion? What templates do you follow? You can ask. And they'll tell, I follow this kind of template. Okay, nice. Can I follow the same template? If you want, you can. एक चादर डालो, बैठो, हरे कृष्ण मंत्र जप करो. कौन मना कर रहा है? There's nothing wrong. It's only a template, Baba. It's a template. You don't have to make a big human cry about it. It's a template. Right? You can follow the templates and you can experience God. Somebody experiences in different ways. Now we all have got understanding what is religion. What is religion? Different templates given in different teachings, how we can access God, how we can raise our consciousness. That's all it is. A set of templates together is religion. In Hinduism, we follow these templates. In Islam, they follow these templates. In Christianity, they follow these templates. Their templates are there. Some templates are same, some templates are different. And that's okay. Right? There's nothing to fight in the name of religion. Spirituality is above religion. Spirituality is about the state of consciousness that you carry. Who am I? What am I? Where did I come from? Like that. But unfortunately, people have completely misguided us, our last generations, by showing these movies and TV serials and kind of creating a hatred against religion. Don't speak to me about religion. Religion means fight. Religion means fight. Fight. Right? How many people who are fighting in the name of religion have completely understood Bhagavad Gita? Or completely read Quran? Or completely read Bible? I can tell you zero. Zero people. For that matter, if I send a message in the Telegram group saying that we are going to do this particular ceremony here, 2 secular guys will stand up. Say that, no, it should not be done like that. This is how it is. It should not, blah, blah, blah. Half the people will not talk. 2 people will talk. I can bet you, none of those 2 people know even one sentence of Bhagavad Gita. None of them people know anything about Mahabharata, Ramayana, Shastra, nothing. But they just want to create a human cry in the name of religion. I've seen that myself. We wanted to do Rath Yatra in my home avatar. We faced so much trouble. 20 people are shouting, you can't do Rath Yatra. This is not the right way. This is not the right date. This, that, this. They're making huge crime. There are 3,000 people in the Telegram group. 20 people are shouting. I told only one simple thing. I'm sitting in the Central Park. All of you come. I want to ask how much knowledge you have about Rath Yatra. I want to ask which scripture have you studied to understand what is the meaning of Rath Yatra. Discussion close. Simple. Isn't it? Nobody has any knowledge. People become temple committee members. And they have no knowledge of any Shastra. Sitting there and trying to dominate. Right? Just trying to create a domination. Yes, I have power. In the name of religion, I have power. Let's sit down and learn Bhagavad Gita, Baba. Sit down and learn Bhagavatam. Sit down and learn Mahabharata, Ramayana, or whatever religion. So first learn the scripture. Then we can fight in the name of scripture. Right? But see the whole psychology people have created. No religion. In school, you're not supposed to use the word religion. We are secular. Secular means you should know all religions. But today's situation is no religion. Nobody is being taught here. Now, how many of you have been taught Bhagavad Gita in your school? Nobody. Some children, they are sent to learn verses. When I put an ad in one community saying that you want to teach Bhagavad Gita, immediately I'll send my children. Take my children. You will not come? No, my children will come. If something is good for you, for your children, why is it not good for you? Why don't you come and sit down? No, no. बच्चों को चाहिए. Religion means two people will come, children and old people. Just born, just going to die. They'll come. In between category will not come. No, it's useless. हमको नहीं चाहिए. That is the situation of India. Horrible situation. Do you know what is there inside it? No, I don't know what is there inside it. Do you want to learn? No, 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 no. I don't want to learn. I don't learn. What is there inside it? There is a lot of science inside it. There is a lot of things that can make you a better person. Right? You can perform better at your workplace also. No, I don't want to do that. That is the situation today. Right? Why are we not born with religion stamped on us? Like, किसी के stamp है क्या? Hindu, Muslim, have you got any stamp here when you took birth? But as soon as you take birth, you become a fanatic of that religion. Why Hindu? To Muslim. Who decided, Baba? Did you come with the stamp? No. But that is how religion is taught. You can't, if you change religion, you're converted. Or better convert people and bring everybody into my religion. Why you have to convert yourself? Just learn. What is the problem? Be interested in the knowledge from wherever it is coming. Let the knowledge come. Then you have intelligence to decide what is right, what is wrong. God has given you intelligence. Be interested in knowledge, not the college. Mera college is the best college. Same knowledge, but Mera college is the best college. Right? Fight in the name of religion. That is what is going on today. Why do different religions have different rituals? I told a little about it. Are different religions like different companies with their gods as different products? Right? This was another thing that question. Does a stone smeared with colored powder become God? Amir Khan did that nonsense. In that movie, he kept a stone there. He puts color on that. And suddenly one sadhu sees, he puts flower on that. Another person will see, he'll put a sari on that. And it becomes a temple. And this is shown. Right? Yeah, you can go. Oh, yes. There are two such things happening, little confusion. Yeah. So, do we worship stone here? Do you really think you are worshipping stone? If we are worshipping stone, we should also worship the tiles, right? In your home, your tiles are made of stone only, na? Are you worshipping? Every tile, this tile, that tile, every morning, all hall ka tile, evening, all bedroom ka tiles, night, all the bathroom ka tiles. Are you worshipping like that? Are we fools to worship stone? No, we don't worship stone. We don't worship stone. We worship the stone which represents God. And there is a reason why it represents God. If you want to put a letter, in the box, do you create a box in your house and put a letter there? It will go. Hota hai kya? Huh? Where do you put that letter? Post box. Post box that you created or the postal department created? Huh? Department created, isn't it? So there is a department, it has kept a box, there is a color to that box, there is a timing for that box. You put it there, then only the letter will go. What happened? Department has approved that box. In the same way, when we worship a stone, that's not a stone. That's a stone where prana pratishtha is done. Right? There is a huge 5 to 10 days process that is executed before the stone. And by the way, the carving is not like Ganesh's carvings today in Ganesh Chaturthi. Ganesh is holding a bat, sometimes a guitar also. That's not the stone that we worship. The whole vigraha, the design, the size, everything is as per Shastra. How many of you know Lord Balaji standing is the exact size of Lord Balaji when Lord Balaji was here? That is the exact size of the person. How the eyes have to be, how the mouth has to be, how the shoulders have to be. Measurements are given in Shastra before you make any vigraha. It's not your whimsical thinking. I like this. I think Amitabh Bachchan ki tarah hona chahiye. No. You can't create your own God by your own way of doing things. That's nonsense. That is also happening today. That unfortunately, Sanatana Dharma is going so down that people are creating whatever they want there. But that's not a way. At least the greatest of the temples, the ancient temples, the vigrahas are exactly as per the specifications in the Shastra. Namah Pankajanabhaya, Namah Pankajamalini, Namah Pankajanetraya, Namaste Pankajangre. We just read that verse. What does it mean? Pankaja means lotus. The one with lotus eyes, the one with lotus mouth, the one with lotus navel. It should look like lotus leaf. Right? Eyes not, our eyes stop here. God's eyes go all the way to the ears. Like lotus ears. Right? Lotus eyes. So there is beautiful description and so much more detail is given of how any vigraha is created. It's not whimsically created. But unfortunately today, anything, people are believing today. They're made to believe. And that's making us lose the value of it also. But we don't worship stones. We don't worship stones. We worship God in that stone. And for that matter, we worship nature also. We worship sun also. We worship moon also. If one day sun doesn't come out, what is the situation? One day, if sun doesn't come out, our planet Earth is gone. All your properties, all your positions, everything is wiped off in one single day. Why day? Few hours if sun is not there. Do you know that? We are so much dependent on what God has created. Can you tell me at what pace at which the earth is rotating? Does anyone know what is the speed? What is the maximum speed you've gone in a car? Anybody? Not recording your face so you can tell. 120? 130? 140 kilometers? Anybody has gone more than that? 160? Dekho, yeah. Once I had traveled in Florida. There is a place to go to Kennedy Space Center. There is a straight road, and the minimum limit is 100 miles. First time I had seen 100 miles. That's like what? 180 kilometers, right? And I went to 110, and then I got shivering. I stopped. Right? You know what is the pace at which Earth is rotating? Thousands of kilometers per hour. Thousands. Are we all wearing seatbelts right now? कोई seatbelt नहीं पहन रहा है. For 100 miles an hour, you're putting seatbelt and you're putting all that stuff. Earth is rotating at thousands of kilometers per hour. Are we all wearing seatbelt? Nobody is wearing a seatbelt. People are walking to Vijayata, going around here, going for jogging. Nobody is wearing a seatbelt. What a creation! What a creation! Right? Can't you see the signs? Something that's beyond our perception. Right? So we don't just believe God whimsically. There is a clear process given in the Shastra. When God can hear our prayers everywhere, why do you need to go to a temple? Huh? Temple kyun jana? Batao. Somebody is asking this question to all of you. Why do you go to temple? Ghar pe baith ke puja kar. What is the answer? Bhaiya, today or tomorrow your children are going to ask this question. You need to have an answer. Temple band kar do na sare temple. One secular fellow will come and tell, make that into a hospital. Yeah. Why? Why? Yes, yes.
That's how we need to go to a special place to go down to.
Yes, very nice answer. Hey, you want to say something?
No, there is a certain certificate over there. And the environment is a 5 2
Nice. If you feel thirsty, how do you drink water? Water paper is there, na? Can you drink water like that? How many years have tried to drink water like that? Is water there around? But still, I need a water bottle. In that, there has to be water. If you can believe in this, why can't you accept going to a temple? God is there everywhere, but my access to Him is more potent in that place. I can focus nicely in that place, and He's installed in that place. He is called by the devotees. God doesn't come just because I installed him. Devotees call, saying that please come, give us a chance to serve you. We want to serve you. So he comes in the Archa Vigraha form and he says, okay, now you can serve me. How can you serve him? Cook for him and give it to everybody. Dress him and have festivals. Right? Take him out. Like you want to take out your children, you take out God also. And let him see, that Utsava Yatra you do outside. So when a deity comes into your home, when a temple comes into your community, there are so many activities that come along with it. Right? So many activities. And there is a reason why we have temple. God is there everywhere. There is no doubt about it. He is omnipotent, omniscient, but a temple is a place where you can worship him. You can sit down and worship him. And everybody needs to have a temple. There's nothing wrong in that. You can play tennis, long tennis anywhere on the pathway also. But a tennis court is a good place to play. Isn't it? When we are so particular about establishing a right place to do things, why not for God also? Why to question everything that is related to God? Are you all getting answers that you're going to answer those secular people who are going to come in front of you? Yeah? Yes. We have to answer them. And we have to answer them on their face, straight into their eyes. But shut up. Don't mess with our faith. Don't ridicule our faith. Don't ridicule my God. You don't want to believe, don't believe. But don't stop me from doing what I'm doing. I'm not a fool to practice what I'm practicing. There is a good reason why I'm practicing what I'm practicing. Whatever I'm practicing, whatever name I give to it. But I am very proud of what I'm doing. But today people are ridiculing because we don't have proper answers for that. Right? Can't we not ask questions on faith openly? Why do some people become offended on asking questions? Some people become like jittered, if you ask questions. In religion, you should not ask questions. Bhaiya, don't ask questions. You follow what you follow, I'll follow what I follow. Don't ask questions. Why? No, religion is based on faith, my sentiment. Have you heard this? Huh? Udra, question adagu, tapu. Huh? Question mat pucho. In 1987 or 86, Gulshan Kumar, he made a movie. He wanted to make money, obviously. He made a movie. And that movie became so famous, the character in the movie became temples. And that character doesn't exist in any Shastra. Any Shastra. There is no such personality. But that movie made that character so famous, that character became a god. Does anyone know? Santoshima. You heard that? There is nobody called Santoshima in the Shastra. In the Mukkoti Devatas, there is nobody called Santoshima. There is nobody called Santoshima. There is nothing. Go and show me. Till now, I have not seen anywhere. That's another version. Ganesha's daughter, Ganesha's sister. Right? She's a mixture of Lakshmi Devi and Durga. Different. Have you gone to that website, santoshima.org? It's the funniest website on the planet. They have written whatever they want. Have you seen Santoshima movie? There is one lady, her husband is captured. Immediately, she worships Santoshima, and Santoshima comes into the police station. He's relieved. He comes out. Sentimentally made story. It's a movie. Time pass movie it is. She is a worshipable person today. Santoshima, there's a big song. Another Padwal has sung like 300 songs. Then she became goddess. Now, what is wrong in this? What is right in this? What is wrong in this? If I question a person who is worshipping Santoshima, that vrat, somebody is keeping a vrat also. The Santoshima vratam kuda unnadu. This day I will not eat this. I will not do that. Okay. Point is, what will you get? Why are you getting cheated? The producer of that movie came to the press and he told, stop this, what is going on? This is just a movie. I didn't want this to be like a religious thing. He was just saying, shut your mouth. Already T-series cassettes are sold. Business is done. So move on. Don't say anything. There's nobody called Santoshima. There's nothing called Santoshima. If I want to make a list like this, there is a huge laundry list of people. They don't exist, but we created them. What this does, it removes the authenticity of the religion. It makes people faithless. There's no meaning to it, sentiment. People, sentimentally, we are attached to some things. This is happening because I worship him. If I don't worship him, this will not happen. What is this? Science or sentiment? Science or sentiment? Sentiment. One fellow is driving on a bike. His bike skidded. He fell down. So he went. He was going to bump into that lorry. But luckily he stopped and there was a board behind the lorry. Jesus saves everyone. He got converted to Christian. What is the logic in that? Sentiment. Isn't it? There is no meaning. You have to have scientific basis. You have to have proof in the Shastra for whatever you're doing. That is the reason people learn Shastra. There is a scripture. You can't create whatever you want. Right? There is a process for everything. We are not here to sit and expose matas and datas. That's not the plan. That's not the plan. But I want to tell you that religion is a science. It's a textbook. You have to learn that. Before learning that, don't come and start fighting in the name of religion. That is the reason why people don't want to talk in the name of religion. Because the moment you question them, the faith, basis of the faith, they'll say, no. I believe what I believe, you believe what you believe, let me go. Is that true? Again, why are you so scared to discuss about religion, Baba? You are so much following, you've kept all your faith in that. Why can't you discuss it? No, I don't want to discuss. I cannot discuss. Right? Anyway. Why does God not respond to our prayers? Huh? God responds to your prayers or no? He may not respond according to how you want to be responded. He is not your order supplier. They go and sit in a hotel and say paneer butter masala. God will bring matar paneer. His wish. Right? God is not there to give what you want, He is there to give what you need. That is what He'll do. But people have easy responding to my prayers. Like that. So if you don't have answers to all these questions, I can tell you, we are all atheists only sitting here. Just like that, पहन लिया कुछ, जा रहे टेंपल, तिलक लगा दिया, अगरबत्ती घुमा दिया, गोत्रम बोल दिया, चल रहा है. But are we really God conscious? Are we really? Do we really want to be strong in our faith? Yes or no? For whatever we are following, anybody on the planet comes to me and discusses, I should be able to strongly tell, yes, I am following this. This is the basis. This is the proof, and this is the outcome. Scientifically, yes or no? Again, today's session is on that. Today's session is purely focused on how to answer ourselves, and then we can answer others. Right? If I'm going a little, if I'm crossing the comfort zone here and there, please forgive me. You are free to ask your questions. My goal is not to ridicule anybody or anything. The goal is to present the facts, which will help you in your life to apply it. Right? So everything alike is either illegal, immoral, fattening, expensive, or impossible. There's no God. Now stop worrying. Enjoy your life. Right? You go to internet and write, does God exist? So many things. Enjoy your life, Baba. Why God is there, not there? Huh? Let him enjoy. I will also enjoy. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, in this forum you can ask anything.
I don't follow a particular religion, although I'm sick, but I can go anywhere. I can go to a temple, I can go to a church, that's not a problem. But what you talked about, you said what the template gives is we should take God out of temples, right? As we take our children. That's what you talked about. I don't have any knowledge of Shastra or any holy book, but what feeling I have is that probably in none of the scriptures this would have been written that when we take that yatra on the roads, right? There's a lot of discomfort that is happening to other people who are traveling on the roads because the roads are blocked, and it can be any religion, whether we are in Sikh, we are following Sikhism or any religion, right? So is it written anywhere? Like, is it a guideline anywhere how we should be taking that yatra? Because I feel that it should not, name of religion, we should not go to this one.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a very good question. Yeah. So, unfortunately, Matri, people don't know, they have not read how things have to be performed. It's very clearly mentioned when a procession has to go outside. In fact, there is a scripture which says how the procession has to be made also. Like, for example, Jagannath Rath Yatra. That's the biggest Rath Yatra that happens in the planet. 25 lakh people are on the road. Right? Now, does it happen on any road? No. There is a specific road in entire city of Puri. It's called Grand Road. That is only dedicated for Rath Yatra. It doesn't go to any small gully here and there. That is the place where the Rath Yatra happens. And everything in that place is made conducive in such a way that the Rath Yatra can happen peacefully. It should not create any obstruction for anybody. No ambulance is getting blocked. No police van is getting blocked. And even if somebody is hurt, how he needs to be taken to any particular place, everything is properly outlined. And how the Rath Yatra should happen, how many people should dance, and what is the sequence in which they should dance, how many circles should be there. That level of detail is mentioned. But what happens today, people without any knowledge, sometimes they make these things without proper permissions also sometimes, with a lot of influence and power. They try to take advantage and they create a problematic situation for other normal people. Yes, and that's not right. Once, for example, I was driving my vehicle and somebody just suddenly came in front of my car saying, take a Bhagavad Gita. I was like, kya kar rahe ho? I would have gone over you. I would have killed you because I'm driving. This is not a place where you can directly come in front of the vehicle. Yeah, you want to give Bhagavad Gita, you want to serve God. Wait for the signal to stop. Signal rukna chahiye. And signal hone se pehle nikal jao wahan se. Get out of that place because you don't want to create a problem for people who are traveling. And you forget about killing you. They might hurt themselves. Right? Any activity for that matter, in the name of religion, it has to be properly done. For example, when we have Rath Yatra in Abbots, like on the 1st of July, you are all welcome to come there. It will start near Indra Park, Lower Tangman. It will go all the way to Nampally, Friday. There is a clear rope that is held, that this rope should not be crossed. The rope is kept. Vehicles should go from this side and all the people should be within this rope. And it should be like a straight, it should not be like this. So you're not blocking the whole traffic. You're not blocking the whole way. There is a way. It has to be done. And when it is done, police permissions are taken so that when that road is blocked, for example, some roads in Sultan Bazaar and all, very, very less. So you can't go. If Rath is going, you can't go. So during that time, other roads are immediately freed up. And one ways are made so that the normal process also can happen. So this is the responsibility that we carry as citizens, that we should not cause trouble to others in the name of religion. Definitely. It should never happen. For that matter, even when we do bhajans or when we do any religious things, we should not disturb all the neighbors. We can do it in our home, our way, in an acceptable way. For that matter, you can go and inform your neighbors one day in advance that kal hamare ghar mein bhajan hone wala hai from this time to this time. Is it okay for you to be a little open, or you can also come and join, or if you think you'll be disturbed, please let us know. So you can tell, okay, we are anyway going out during that time, you can do whatever you want, right? So there is a way we can execute and practice religion without causing any disturbance to others. And it may be written in the scripture, may not be written. It's actually common sense that I should not create trouble for others. That should be there. But unfortunately, what happens? They want to show off the religion more than practice the religion. Right? And in that whole matter, you create so much disturbance that people become against you. And then you are like, oh my God. And actual genuine people who want to practice fall in trouble. They never troubled anybody, but because some person did it, like for example, they used to play this huge song in this basti, right? Some God songs they used to play. I observed, it was very disturbing for me in the night. It was almost 2 o'clock in the night. Huge song they are playing. Hey, Baba, who are you playing it for? Number one. If it is for you, I think it's too loud already. It's going and disturbing so many small children might be sleeping, old people might be there, patients might be there, they all will get affected. You don't have to do it like that. Right? So there is a protocol. We have to have common sense and we have to have respect for others, compassion for others before we practice anything like that. And all processions also have a paddhati. There is a pure, perfect process there. But some people don't practice it. Yeah. Did I answer, Mathu? Yeah. Now, I am 100% sure of this conclusion. Huh? There is no God. These are the pictures from internet. Huh? I'm telling you, forced to pray. There are books written, forced to pray. My parents forced me to pray God. And that is the reason I'm practicing God. I don't believe that God exists. Huh? Look at this, they're all being forced. Did we really believe in the existence of God? No. We are just forced to pray. If we don't pray, then we are bad. Right? Puja karo. Look at this. There is a book written by this Deborah Michelle, Growing Up Godless Children. The parents get to bring up children godless. This is a bestseller, one of the bestseller books. How to bring children up without God in their life. Just imagine what's going on outside. Religious child is asking, Mom, why did God let my friend Johnny die? What is the answer? No one knows but God. It's not for us to understand. That's it. Right? Why a small child died? What kind of a God is there? How come such a bad thing happened to a small child? Is it a genuine question or no? Does it need to be answered or no? But nobody will give any answer. But we will learn that answer in 9th session. Wait for that. Why do bad things happen to good people? We'll go through that. Before we walk out of these 12 sessions, you will have all the answers for all the popular questions. I can tell you that. Right? So, they are not answered. Right? And there is a whole writing saying that religious parents want their kids to believe exactly as they do. That means they want them to believe in the supernatural, in the miracles, in the ghosts and evil spirits. They want them to grow up in fear of God's authority, in devil's power. They want them to choose to do the right thing, to be kind, giving and considerate under duress. What sort of morality is that? They want them to believe in things that they cannot even see, cannot be proven, cannot even be understood. What is the underlying conclusion? We will let them come to their own conclusions because we want them to grow and exercise their faculties of logic and reason. We give them the choice, we empower them. Now what does it mean? मैं बच्चों को temple नहीं लेके जाऊंगा. I will not take my children to temple. Let my children only decide. Have you done that in the material education that you are giving? Let my child only learn ABCD. I will not teach them ABCD. Have you done that? Huh? A for apple, I will not tell. Let him only decide what is for A, what is for B. Have you done that? No. So the same for religion also, you have to train your children. And at the same time, you should have the patience to give them answers. Again, first of all, you should have the answers. And then you should give them the answers. Then they will have faith. See, children are very simple. They want to learn. They are asking questions. You should tell the answer. You should tell the answer. Like one sannyasi in our movement, he lost his leg. There was some issue and something happened and he lost his leg. So one small, my younger son, he went and asked the sannyasi, Maharaj, we call them Maharaj. Maharaj, where is your leg? I was like embarrassed. Oh my God, what are you asking me? He's a great sannyasi. How can you ask like that? It's a simple answer he gave. He said, Beta, God gave it, God took it. And my son was convinced with that answer. Yeah, correct only, right? God gave it, God took it. There's nothing to feel bad about it. Right? So children need answers. We also need answers. Does God exist? Look at this poster. I took it from the internet, the left one. Science and religion. The top poster is there are handicapped children. Then in the bracket of science, there is some experiment going on. In the bracket of religion, there's some prayers going on. And in the bracket of science, they all got artificial legs. In the bracket of religion, they are still limping. So what is better? Science or religion? What is better? Science. science is more better than God. Who gave you that science? The scientist who discovered the legs, that artificial legs, who created his brain? He created his own brain. Huh? That 300 grams gray matter in his head, who created? Did he create his own brain? Did he create everything that he manufactured? Who gave what? That they don't want to recognize. Science, science, science. Science doesn't have a lot of answers, let me tell you. Science can tell how universe is functioning. Science can tell how universe is functioning. Science cannot tell why universe was created. Can it tell? Do you have any scientific answer? Why this whole universe is created? No answer. That religion will tell. That spirituality will tell. Why this universe was created. We'll get into that later. You'll get those answers. There is nothing that cannot be answered when it comes to spirituality. Everything has an answer. You should have the patience to wait for it. It will come. You ask it at the right place, you'll get the answer. But doesn't mean that science is greater. And yeah, science can be used in service of God. Why do you have to challenge God? Science can be used to understand God. Right? There is a great saying by a scientist. He said, where science stops, religion begins. At one point, you don't have an answer. That is where religion begins. Because that is where faith starts. Right? I believe in higher powers, but not God. Have you seen power, energy coming without an energetic anywhere? There has to be energetic, then only energy will come out of it, right? So if there is energy you are believing in, where is that energy coming from? Have you seen any energy not coming from anywhere? No, energy has to come from somewhere. So you're saying, I don't believe in God, but I believe in energy. Where is that energy coming from? Right? One cannot prove that God doesn't exist, but science makes God unnecessary. Stephen Hawking is saying, science makes God unnecessary. Meaning if I have science, do I have answer to all the questions? All the problems in life, science can resolve? Last week we were discussing how much complicated our science has made our lives. Even what we are eating also, we don't know what we are eating. So many problems it has created. Right? Science is a responsible subject. And it has to be executed in a proper way. The same knife, if you give in the hands of a surgeon, he can save somebody. If you give that knife in the hands of a dacoit, he can kill somebody. Science carries a lot of responsibility. Otherwise, you better not use that science. Right? Look at this. This is all. Have you seen these pictures? Huh? First one, Ramayana. Do you know the hero name there? Huh? Arun Goyal. And the heroine name? Deepika, right? She became MP. See the faith in our people. Huh? And this fellow, that Nagarjuna, huh? Annamaya, he's become there. And N.T. Ramarao, right? N.T. Ramarao, famous in our Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, for playing Rama, Karna, right? All that roles, isn't it? You know how people lose faith? When the same people after the serials do this nonsense. Right? Will you have faith? After seeing this nonsense that they do, like the Draupadi who played in Star Plus, right? If you see her outside playing, kind of way she behaves, what she wears, how she talks, or these actors, this Krishna who has played, does it increase faith or decrease faith? This is what is going on today. People see the movies, but faith is not increased. But they see these characters outside. You know what I'm saying? Movies is not a way to increase faith. Because none of these people who are playing those roles have any morals. I'm not telling they're bad people, but they are not good enough to represent God. Right? But people lose faith. I lost my faith when I saw this fellow, Arun Goyal, was smoking and standing in the serial. Why do you have to do that? You played Ram. Maryada Purushottam Ram. Second day you're doing that. Right? Source of wisdom. That is our source of wisdom, right? How many people learn Mahabharata by reading Mahabharata? We saw Mahabharata, so we know Mahabharata. I get it. Today's role models. What do they think about God? Shah Rukh Khan, I feel very strongly about souls who are misguiding people in the name of religion. That fellow is talking about religion. Kamal Hassan, people ask me, if yours is an atheistic principle, boldly I reply, no, atheism is my tool. Humanitarianism is my principle. I am a humanitarian. I am not a God servant. I am a humanitarian. Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. You heard that? Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. Is it right to be Madhava Seva, Manava Seva? Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. Some institutions started saying Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. Are Baba, without Madhavas giving you all that, how can you do Manava Seva? Why do you have to say that I am serving people? Instead of that, why don't you say I am serving on behalf of God? Why can't you say that? Who has given you what you have? Who has given you? Right? I'll ask you a question. Just think about it. I'll tell a scenario to tell the answer. You are all standing in a bus stop. Sorry, you are going in your car. Sorry, you are going in a car. Just imagine for 2 minutes. You are going in a car. You are going through, from here you went to the main crossroad. There you took a left. You are going towards, and there is a bus stop on the left side. You just passed through that bus stop, and suddenly you felt there is somebody in the bus stop you know. I think it is Rajesh. I think it is Rajesh. I know this Rajesh. And then you turned the mirror. You went a little forward, and you are looking. Is this Rajesh? Because he has little beard. But I don't remember him having beard in my college days. It's been 10 years since I've seen you. It's been 10 years since you met Rajesh. Just imagine this situation. And who used to be Rajesh? In your college days, the guy with the maximum money in the pockets used to be Rajesh. Big millionaire son, Rajesh. Whenever he wanted to have party, Rajesh will remove the money. And he'll give the money, he will take you around, he'll buy for your friends. He used to have a gang of friends, and Rajesh was the one spending for everyone. Because he comes from millionaire's family. And you're also a good person, you are a good friend with him. But after 10 years, you don't know what happened. You all went in distance, you got married, he got married, he has children, you have children, you've gone around. And now after 10 years, you are seeing somebody who looks like Rajesh standing in the bus stop with almost bad clothes, old clothes, is standing in the bus stop. Right? And then you called one of your other friend asking, hey, तेरे को मालूम है राजेश किधर है? One of your other classmates. And the classmate said, yeah, I heard some problem happened in his house, and I heard, he's kind of broke. I don't know more, but like, hey boss, I am seeing Rajesh, he's standing in the bus stop. Right? Now what happened? Like, no, he had some affair with a girl, and his father didn't agree for that, so he left the entire house, and something like that happened, and he's kind of broke now. He left his house, parents. Now he's trying to survive on his own. Prabhuji, you have come for Dwarkadish lecture? No, first time. Okay. Yeah, please. No, there is actually parallel satsang going on, so I want to make sure that. Yeah. Right? Are you all with me so far? Right? So this is what is the discussion. Now my question to all of you here. Parth, you can pass on the mic. Lift your hand and answer. How many of you will try to go and speak to Rajesh? And what kind of help will you extend to him? Yeah, pass the mic here. Let's spend 5 minutes on this. Quick.
First of all, I will greet him first. How are you? And how's it happened? And what can I do to help you? And do you really need my help? Or you are good on your own?
Yeah, it's nice. Good name, bro?
Nitin Dubey.
Nitin Dubey, thank you. Anybody else? Will you even stop, or you'll just say, okay, you'll go? Bus stop. And if you stop, what kind of help will you extend? Anybody? Yes.
Yeah, so I would say here a lot of perception is happening. No need to perceive after 10 years he's exactly like that. We don't know what happened, right?
Yeah.
So connect with him, embrace him, and this is what the chance that God has given you the time that where you're finding your old friend back.
Yeah.
Don't perceive that he's in that situation or this thing, right? Maybe that is our own thought process.
Who talk to him?
He might be doing some role, he might be doing something else. Right? We never know.
Never. Yes.
Right.
Go and talk to him and
Go
find
and
out.
talk to him and we connect and
Yes.
embrace them.
Anybody else? What kind of help you want to extend? Yes, there.
Rather than before offering help, first I want to understand, because there are a lot of assumptions happening. You heard something from someone.
Yeah.
You are not sure of whether that is reality or not.
Yes.
So first you need to have a conversation, understand, because we are not sure exactly what. There might be reason his Mercedes is down, so he's taking us. We don't know. So we need to understand. Then take next.
Then take the next step. Yeah. Anybody else? Assume that for now. Okay, let me add one more tangent to this. He's actually poor. He's totally broken apart. He's standing in that bus stop. God knows whether he has house or not. I don't know. Whatever situation. So, what kind of help would you try to extend to him? I'm just adding one more point. What kind of help? Anybody? Madhi, you try to help him?
First we go and talk to him.
Yeah.
First we go and talk to him what happened and all.
Yeah.
So, and also it depends on that proposition. Like say for example, you are in a hurry and you want to go somewhere and you just skip you just stop worrying about him and just leave sometimes. So that also happens.
That also happens.
Yeah.
See, there are any other answer? Okay. So there are, told you hospital. We'll take one more answer. Yeah. Yes, brother.
So the relationship that we are talking here is about a friendship, because Rajesh is used to our friend in the past days, and what I am remembering is that a friend in need is a friend indeed. So as a part of this relationship, we should first fulfill the requirement of a good friend.
Yes.
So as a friend, yes, definitely we should meet, and then we can understand. And if there is a need and he is in that need, we should help him.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. That's very much right. So the point is there are different degrees of help that you can do. One person can go and give him some food. Right? Chalo ghar pe aao rahe, Rajesh, bahut din ho gaye. Come home. You look to be very tired and why don't you have a good lunch? Right? Sit down and talk. Somebody might give him some money also. That hey, you spend so much money on us. Here is 50,000 rupees I can give you. I don't earn that much. Whatever that a little earn, you were a millionaire carrying 1 lakh 10 years back. Right? I can't support you more than that, but let me give. Somebody can give good clothes. I'll buy you some new pair of clothes. Look like you don't have many good clothes. Whatever that he says, right? Different people can help him in different ways. But what is the highest help that you can do to Rajesh? Yeah, listening to him. Let him pour out whatever problem he has. And then what is that one help that you can do which will remove him from all his condition? What is that one help that you can do? See, if you give him 50,000 rupees, he is Rajesh who had 1 lakh before, he'll spend that 50,000 by tomorrow afternoon. If you put him into a job, he is Rajesh who gave so many jobs to so many people 10 years back. Big factory owner, whatever. What job will do for how many days? After some days he'll say, okay, I don't want to do this job also. Right? So whatever you give him, it may not be totally sufficient or it may not last forever. How many agree with this? It might come and go. But what is that one thing that you can do which will give him long-term happiness without any trouble? Yeah, knowledge. You can give him knowledge. Yes. Hope. You can give him hope. Yes. No, these are good things. Amazing answer, actually. Anything else that comes to your mind? Let me tell you one thing. I will take Rajesh to his father, make them both sit and tell, Uncle ji, maaf kar do na, aap hi ka beta hai. Huh? His father will hug him, he will hug his father. Is all the trouble gone forever? He's back into his house, right? His father is rich, all his financial problems are solved. He's back to his father's business. He'll become busy taking care of the business also. Isn't it? When you connect with God, that is the highest benefit you can do to anybody. We can give money, we can give food, we can give shelter, all that we have to do also. But when you connect a soul to God, he finds the highest shelter. He becomes fearless. He becomes happy inside. He becomes faithful. He becomes compassionate. All the good qualities of God come into it. That is the reason in religion, in dharma, we make it a point that always keep the connection with God and give others the connection to God. That is the highest service, isn't it? Just imagine when you know that you are God, you are the child of a God who is the richest. Why do you have to struggle in life like this? My father is the richest. He'll give me. If I keep that faith, he'll give me. I have to just work hard. I have to be sincere in what I do. God will give me. That's what our ancestors used to tell us, right? Keep faith in God. And if something is gone also, he will give it back. Don't worry. For whatever is not needed, he has taken it. No need to worry. Isn't it? There is nothing called auspicious or inauspiciousness when it comes to God. These auspicious things. See, there is a story of a Chinese farmer. Now, this Chinese farmer, he found a horse. He went into the forest, he found a horse. Right? And then he brought that horse, a black horse. Then immediately, all the people in the village started telling, hey, what an auspicious thing, you found horse. And that horse is going to help you in your agriculture. Such an auspicious thing that happened. And the farmer told, what is auspicious, inauspicious? God gave that. I didn't ask for it, he gave it. I use it. And then after some time, the horse went away. It ran away into the forest. Everybody came on, hey, what an inauspicious thing, huh? You lost your horse. Such an inauspicious thing. He said, what is the inauspicious? God gave it. And God only took it, it went back. And then that black horse went inside and brought another 7 horses, white horses. 7 horses came back to his house. And, hey, what an auspicious thing. You have 7 horses plus 1 black horse also. Then what is auspicious, inauspicious? God has given, God has taken, God has again sent all these things. What is auspicious, inauspicious? And then his son was riding one of the horses. His son fell down, broke his leg. Right? And then, oh, what an inauspicious thing. Your son rode the horse, he fell down, he broke his leg. Yo, what an inauspicious, He said, see, what is inauspicious? My son was trying to do agriculture, he fell down, broke his leg. That's okay. Whatever God gives is okay. And then the king declared a war. And he wanted all soldiers from everywhere. He was appointing all the youngsters, except his son, because he broke his leg. He can't go to the army. Then all the people in the village came and started, hey, your son broke his leg. It's such an auspicious thing. At least you have your son. Our sons are all gone. He said, what auspicious, inauspicious are talking about? Huh? So actually, this is a misconception we carry that, that this is auspicious, inauspicious. Everything is for our good only. Time will answer. We have to be sincere. We have to have faith in God. Right? No need to say God is bad. God is always good. God is always good. There is bad is because we turn away from God. God is always good. Right? So, yes, sir.
So since we are talking about auspicious and inauspicious, generally I have a feeling about Rav call, Murmur, etc., etc., etc. What is your thought on that? Is it auspicious to do or is it not?
Yes.
I have an answer also.
Yeah,
so if someone fell down, it's bleeding.
Yeah.
You will not say, okay, this is Rav call, I cannot take him to hospital. Please wait.
Correct.
But in some scenarios, we think about it, how to avoid that.
Yes. Should we even follow the good time, bad time principle? Good time. See, if you want to take your family out to Wonderland, you would choose a day when it's not going to rain. Right? Because if it rains, your whole plan will become ruined. You'll go there sitting in the shutter, I can't go outside, no rights, nothing. Isn't it? So is it a good thing to plan? Yes, it's a good thing to plan. There's nothing wrong in that. So in the same way, when you want to do something good, you try to choose a certain moment of a day, certain time of a day, where all the things are favorable for you. And you choose it and do it. Right? But that should not become an impediment from you not doing it. Because everything is inauspicious, I'll not do it. If somebody found a 50,000 rupee bundle there, You'll not think it's an inauspicious time, you'll not pick it up. Huh? For that, you will not see inauspiciousness. According to your own advantage, you are using auspicious, inauspiciousness also. That's not a way to look at it, right? Some old lady is, crossing the road. Oh, this is Rahu Kala, I will not cross the road. No, you have to go hold her hand and take her, right? That is the way religion is. You have to serve everybody at all times. But you should see why what is given. What is the principle? For example, I'll tell you. Somebody died in my house, I'll not go to any festival. I'll not go to anybody else's ceremony. 1 year I'll not go anywhere. In no temple. I'll not go to temple. Have you heard that? Yeah. But what was the reasoning behind that in the past? Why that principle even came? That nobody knows. Right? See, somebody died in your house. Will you stop watching what do you call this? Will you stop going to malls? No. Will you stop going to work? No. Will you stop watching teleseries? No. Right? Will you stop eating? No. Will you stop going to temple? Yes. Convenient, isn't it? Now your reason also. I'll not go. Somebody died. I understand that when somebody died, you should go to a temple. And you should learn from sitting in the temple what is the meaning of death. Right? Bhagavad Gita should be spoken when you're alive, not when you're dead. Right? You should sit down and learn what is the meaning of life. Why? What are you supposed to do when you're alive? But people have completely different conception. Right? I should not go. Actually, see, in every house, I'll tell you the reason why. In every house, there used to be a temple in the past. I'm not going too far away. Even 100 years back, every house had a temple. In every house, in our villages. Go back if you still have your old house. There used to be a room dedicated for a temple. And all the people used to worship the temple. When a death happens in the house, it becomes unclean. A lot of viruses, a lot of things happen. So what they do, they clean the entire house. For that 7 days, the worship is stopped. And you clean the entire house, then the relatives are called and then you do the 10th day ceremony, 11th day, 12th day and all that. That is the reasoning behind why you stop worship. Not that you can't go to a temple outside. There is no reasoning behind it. You understand it? Over a period of time, how the meaning of the ritual itself changes. And you completely misinterpret it in a different way. Right? Now, even for Matajis, you have that once in a 21 day, aspect, right? You have your periods that happen. During that time, can you go to a temple? You can go. There is no problem. But you should not go on the Garbhagudi. There is a arena. After that, you should not go. Meaning, people used to worship God in their homes. See, the whole temple aspect, there used to be big temples outside, but temple was also inside the house. So when during that time, a woman was actually asked to take rest. How many of you know that women were asked to take nice rest and men used to take care of the cooking? The entire house affairs were taken care of by men. Now are men doing that? No. Why women were not asked to cook? Because they have to cook for God. For everything in the house will be offered to God and from there it will come to everybody. During that time, because they are hormone-wise, emotionally, they are going through a different stage, they are not allowed to do much work. They say take rest. It's not about unclean, clean. It's about take rest. You don't have to do some things. Now you are in pain, you can just take rest. We will take care of everything else. Right? And there were many other things, what they used to use at that time, now what people use, is completely different. Scenario is completely different now. But unfortunately, they use that as when Mataji asked me, Prabhuji, I'm going through the periods, can I come to satsang? Of course you can come to satsang. You should come to satsang. What is the wrong thing? Right? Find reasons to come to satsang, not to not come to satsang. Inauspicious, auspicious, there are good reasonings behind it. Why they did what they did. Right? Now the times have changed. Now there is a different way of looking at the same thing. When a woman is pregnant, she was not allowed to work in the house. She was always allowed to, sit in a separate place, have nice harikatha used to happen, bhajans used to happen in the house, so that the child inside comes up with good consciousness. There is a whole garbhadana sanskar, and after that the sanskar of bringing up the child even within the womb. So many things were there. Right? If the mother is happy, the child will come out happy. The mother's consciousness affects the child in a lot of ways. It's there in the Puranas, it's there in the scriptures. There is an incident in Mira Road, in Bombay. The child died, hardly few months child, 4 or 5 months. And the child died. And they took the child to the hospital. They found out the child was poisoned. The doctor told this child is poisoned. What happened? He said, no, there is no poison. Me and my husband were only in the house. And the doctor happens to be somebody with good spiritual background. He asked, what were you doing today in the house? He said, we were in the house. My husband didn't go to work. We were in the house. We were just talking. Were you fighting? He asked. Were you fighting? And she said yes. And she started crying, saying that our relationship is going through a big turmoil. We don't know what to do with our marriage. And he was shouting at me. I was shouting at him. We had a horrible day today. And now our child also died. What can be more worse? And the doctor asked the next question. Did you give milk to your child when you were fighting? She said yes. How many of you know that we can produce poison when we are angry? When you are really angry, I know you can't do this, but spit at some place. And if an ant comes and eats that spit, the ant will die. That is how much poison which our body creates. Our body creates poison. The mother created poison in the form of milk. The child died. It's a true story. So how much importance is given for a pregnant woman to be happy and peaceful in home in our Vedic culture? Because the health of the child, the immunity of the child, all depends on the happiness of the woman in the house. As simple as that. Why the woman is sent to her mother's place? Because her mother can be more private with her. She can be more accessible and she can open up more. There are so many scientific reasons how our culture functions the way it cultured. Right? I mean, I'm not getting into the topic. That's not the agenda today. But the point is, God consciousness is a culture that saves us, that gives us so much knowledge to lead a happy life. Right? And all these role models talking about God doesn't exist. All these things are nonsense. And how we are bombarded to believe that, God doesn't exist. Right? Knowledge of God is considered as brainwashing. If somebody speaks about God, don't brainwash me. Don't tell me that God exists and all. I'll figure it out. How many things have you figured out in life? Huh? First learn about God. Is this made of gold or silver? Everybody can see this rod? Silver or gold? Or no, it's made of steel. Not silver, not gold. Isn't it? If I go to purchase gold in a market and he gives me this as gold and I come home, am I cheated or no? Again. So what I should do? First I should know what is gold. Then I should go and buy gold. Is that true? How many agree with this? Without knowing who is God, what is God, how can you go and search for God? Make sense? Learn, Baba. God has given scriptures. He has given. In every religion, He has given a scripture. Learn from that. After that, you go and seek. I want to seek. I want to find God. Okay, do that. But first learn. Spiritual knowledge comes top down, not bottom up. Material knowledge is bottom up. I will do my research, then find out. Spiritual knowledge is top down. You get an understanding and then you do your investigation. No problem. You will get answers. Why is the water in ocean salty? Why is it not sweet? Simple question I'm asking. If the ocean water was sweet, there would not have been any water problem only. Isn't it? I'll just keep a pipe from the ocean, all the cities will get sweet water. Why the ocean water has to be salty? If there is a God, He doesn't have a good mind. He doesn't have intelligence. What did He do? 3/4 of the planet is covered with water and that's salty, useless water. Tell me, does God exist? Why didn't He make sweet water? Why did He keep salty water? Anybody can answer? We all consider ourselves very intelligent. Science has given answers for everything. Asking an answer. Why can't science answer this? Why is the ocean water salty? Why not sweet? Yes, you have an answer? Minerals? Becomes salty, yeah. So all the minerals are coming from different oceans and then it comes and mixes and becomes salty. Nice, nice. What is your name? Akshaya. Nice. Very good. Good. I mean, she at least thought about it, right? She didn't give up. It's a simple thing. When you want to preserve anything, you put salt in it, it is preserved. It doesn't get contaminated. Ocean water is preserved. When water has to be preserved, it has to be salt. And whenever water has to be transported from one place to another place, it's a beautiful mechanism God created. That an aeroplane of water can be created and it can just travel to any place where he wants and it can put the water there. And the aeroplane of water is created by how? Through evaporation. You take 2 bowls of water, put one salt in one bowl, put salt in it, other bowl without salt, keep it in the sun. After 1 hour, you come and see the one with salt has already evaporated. The one without salt, most of it is still there. So when you have salt in the water, it evaporates faster. Look at the technology of God. He created such a big water body which can evaporate fast, which can save the water from contamination, and it can be transported to any place where he wants, and it can be poured there into fresh water. When it comes down, it is fresh. What a technology. And by the way, from that aeroplane of water, another aeroplane can go inside also. And one aeroplane can flood the entire city. One aeroplane can flood the entire city. Do you see science in this? Can you see some scientific principles in this? Principle of evaporation, principle of transportation, principle of providing the needy. Yes. If you have eyes to see, you can see God in everything. One fellow, he was like, I don't believe in God. Like that, he was walking around. So he was going and going and going and going. And suddenly, he felt thirsty. Like, I should drink some water. He was not finding any water. Then he saw watermelon. The watermelon has a lot of water inside it. He took that watermelon, he broke that watermelon, he ate it. And then he was looking at the creeper of watermelon. He said, such a big fruit, such a small plant. What kind of God is he? Irrational fellow. Right? Big fruit means big tree. God doesn't even know this. Right? And then after eating watermelon, he felt sleepy. So he went under a big tree, nice shade. He slept there. One small nut fell from the tree. It fell on his head. He got up. He saw, such a big tree, such a small fruit. And then he thought, my God, had it been watermelon? So is God rational or irrational? God knows what fruit should be where. Big fruit should be on the ground, small fruit should be on the top. Again, is God rational? He is absolutely rational. He knows everything, every single thing that he has designed is complete. Purnamita Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Shishyate. This is Isha Upanishad, verse first, invocation prayer. What does it mean? Well, confuse you in the beginning, but I'll explain you. God is complete. Everything that comes out of God is complete. And because the complete is coming out of the complete still remains complete. I'm sure you're completely confused. That is what it means. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Shishyate. Simple. Everything, God is complete. First of all, God is complete. It's not like there is something incomplete in God. He doesn't have one hand or one organ is not functioning well. He's complete. God is complete in whatever he is. He's satisfied. And everything that comes out of God is complete. Everything, small or big, that comes out of God. Even a mosquito that comes out of God has a pancreas, has a heart, has a nervous system, has a digestion system, has everything. A mosquito never took birth handicapped. Humans are. I'll tell about that later. Sometimes they get some physical handicap, mental handicap. But look at the holistic picture. Everything that comes out of God is complete. God is complete. Everything that comes out of God is complete. But even though the complete is coming out of the complete still remains complete. This water was full when I brought. I drank some. Is it complete? No. It has decreased. The greatness of God is so many completes are coming out of his complete, but his complete is still complete. It's not like God is decreasing in size or is producing new souls, so his, whatever his size is going down or nothing like that. God is always complete. That is God. Right? The greatness of God is that. So we'll get into that. So a lot of people brainstorm. Humanitarianism is better than God. Humanitarianism. We'll come to this point. So much humanitarian activities are done in the name of religion that never comes into the papers. We discussed about it. Right? But people who do a little humanitarianism, some celebrity will do a little immediately picture, video, YouTube, Instagram, everything will come out. One little small thing that fellow will do. One flood happened, one hero will go there. He'll supply 2-3 things immediately. Picture. Right? That will come. And he'll tell, humanitarianism is better than all this religion. Right? Religion is already doing so many things. During Corona time, when laborers were there without food, I don't know how many of you know that. There was a time when Telangana government didn't allow the laborers to go out, so you can stay. But they could not figure out how to feed them. There was construction activity closed, shops are closed. Who was giving them food? Religious institutions were giving them food. Do you know that? My friends, in our satsang, we distributed more than 10,000 packets of food. We just bought it, packed it, and to each labor community we were sending it. With our own salaries, nobody sponsors anything. Right? Why? Because we care. God has given me something, he doesn't have it. Let us share. Let us give it. That is what religion teaches. So many temples have, even Dwarka, ISKCON Dwarka, they distributed like millions of plates of prasadam for people during Corona time, risking their own situation, making that, in Vrindavan, in Mathura, where a lot of sadhus live, all temples were closed. So where will they get food from? Even dogs, they did not have any food. So kitchens were opened and so much prasadam was made and distributed to even animals. Who does that? All these celebrities have done. Not a single celebrity came out. And even if he came out, full mask. Devotees are the people who literally dare to remove their masks and do what is needed to help. Did they put their pictures in the papers? Did it come in the news? Nowhere. Right? So humanitarianism is part of spiritualism. It's part of it. We don't have to be specifically calling it out. Madhava Seva is Manava Seva automatically. When you are serving Madhava, you'll automatically serve Manavas. Not only Manavas, even animals, even birds. You can serve. Isn't it? Huh? Best form of serving, as per Bhagavad Gita, is give knowledge. The highest service is give knowledge. Because if you give knowledge, then he will do whatever is doing in a proper way. And of course, we have to give food, we have to give shelter, we have to give clothes. We have to do our part. See, when I go to I'll tell you, my Gurudev tells me, whenever you go out in the car, keep some food, some prasad. So if somebody comes in the signal, I give one packet of prasad. I don't give money. So that fellow will go and buy cigarettes also. I don't know. I'll tell you one funny thing that happened. We went to this Yadadri. Recently we went. Me, my mother and wife, we went there. And I bought a lot of prasadam packets. That pulihora, I like that pulihora in the temples. How many like it here? Like, amazing, right? I mean, like, you can't make it at home. So I took like 20 packets of it. I thought I'll give it in the office and, some in the neighbors, and I'll take that. When I was coming out, then I saw a monkey. Monkey was sitting there, I gave one packet of that. So he took that pulihora, I took all the ground donuts and ate. Right? And then when I was coming out, all beggars were there. I was giving prasadam packet, they were not taking it. I was shocked. I'm giving you food, why don't you take it? No, my paisa chahiye. You want money? No pressure. Now you tell me, what are their intentions? Yes, we should always. I mean, there might be some cases where you have to give money, depending on. But charity should never be stopped. But try to give food. Best is give food. Whenever we, for that matter, even here, when we have prasadam here, like last week, some less people came. We had so much. Security guards are having a feast. Right? All the security, even Vihanga security, they are coming and having. Because, I know security people, what kind of life they lead. Horrible life. One small room, 12 people stay in there, 12 people are here, 12 people are sleeping. When the 12 people go, all the 12 have to be out. They hardly get 10-12,000 a month. And that 2,000 rupees they spend for themselves. 10,000 they send it to their homes. They don't even have one single proper food. So if you can give that from your house, a party happens in your house, call the security people and say, take it, eat it. They'll be very happy. You can do your part. Do your part. Charity should never be stopped. Because the principle of charity came. How much charity you should give? Is there a measurement for that? Is it mentioned in the scripture? How much charity should be given? 1/4. Prabhuji, very merciful. 1/4. Very good. Your good name, Prabhuji? Kumar Prabhu. How much charity should be given? 10 rupees? 1,000 rupees? 50,000 rupees? 5 lakhs? 1/10? Yes. Kavita Madhuri, 1/10. Good. Situationally you should give. Scripture says a very beautiful way of how much charity you should give. Should I tell you? How much charity you should give? You should give that much charity that you should feel a pinch. Simple. How much charity you should give? You should give that much charity that you should get a pinch. इतना क्यों दे दिया? थोड़ा तो लगना चाहिए. Manusambhita. You should at least get a pinch. See, if you are a multi-billionaire and you are giving 10,000 rupees, did it give a pinch to him? No. Scripture doesn't deal with our level of income. It only says you should feel some pain after giving that charity. Then that charity will give you the benefit. Sorry. Miser, कंजूस. वो तो नहीं देगा ना. वो तो लेगा. 1 rupee also will give a pinch. That's why the miser. Science, right? I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Charity actually makes us free. When you give a charity, you become very, very relieved. You're not attached to that money. That salary attachment is not there. My property, my salary, my villa, my compound wall, that will not be there. When you start giving a little out, you'll become free. You'll sleep nicely. The person who gives a charity sleep peacefully. If you don't give charity, you keep it my children, my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, my family, you'll never sleep. You'll become a snake in that house after you die. But if you give charity, you have the charitable disposition, right? And give charity to the right person at the right place. We'll discuss that in the 4th session. I'll discuss in detail about the 3 modes. Charity in Sattva-guna, charity in Rajoguna, charity in Tamoguna. Charity in goodness, passion, and ignorance. There is whole explanation for that. Right? Coming back. There are so many Gitas in the market today. Bhagavad Gitas. Jisko bhi chahiye, Gita likh diya. Right? This Gita, that I'm not putting the full list here, it's a small list. Everybody wants to write his own Gita. Did you read Gita? No, I didn't read Gita. Did you write Gita? Pakka I've written Gita. Mera Gita. Right? Even this fellow, Nityananda fellow, has also written Gita. Look at that fellow, he's laughing. People can write anything in the name of Gita. Anything they want. Right? But what is there in the Gita? Have you read it? One famous guru is there, he comes in the YouTube. Have you read Gita? No, I have never read Gita. Have you learned Gita? No, I have not learned Gita. But I can tell what is there in the Gita. How can you tell? I know Krishna. So if Krishna has spoken Gita, I know Krishna. So Krishna knows me, I know Gita. A is equal to B, B is equal to C, A is equal to C. And some foolish people will be sitting around him. Arey, what a deep thing he told, huh? Our Guruji is very deep today. He spoke nonsense. These people are appreciating that nonsense. He has no clue what is there in the Gita. So many Gitas are there. How do you prove the Gita is right? Next seminar, I mean, next week is all about scriptures. Why should I believe in scripture? How do I prove the scripture that you are holding in your hand is actually the right Gita? How do you prove that? That also has to be proved, right? So many Gitas. If you have general people, what is God? God is love, God is light, God is nature, God is power, God is everywhere, everything. God is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. God is you, God is me, God is infinite. Some people also say, Mai Bhagwan, I am God only. So how come you are not showing your Vishwarup? No, I forgot that. I'm in Maya now. Now I'm in Maya. When I come out of Maya, I'll become God. You know, once Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, he was giving a lecture. And then one Mayavadi sannyasi came. There is something called Mayavadi. I'll tell you what is Mayavadi. So they say that we'll become God. After we die, we become God. We merge into God, we become God. We are God only. Then Prabhupada told, okay, so give him nice prasad. Acha khilao isko. So they gave rasgulla, gulab jamun, rice, peda, pura khila, right? Then they took him into okay, we can sleep now. So he went into his quarters, into his room. Then Prabhupada told, lock his door from outside. Just lock his door. They locked the door. There is no toilet inside. Toilet he has to come outside. After 2 hours, done. Open the door. Then Prabhupada told his Shishya, go talk to him. So open the door. Why you want to come out? I'm getting toilet, Mike. You're God. If you're God, can't you stop your toilet? Stop your toilet. Isn't it? Just take the toilet inside. Right? Take your toilet inside. You're God, na? No, I didn't mean like that. Actually we are God. Okay, you are God only, na? Stay inside. Then finally agreed, sir, please open the door. I know what it means. I'm not God. Right? I'm human. I'm a small particle of God. Okay. Please open the door. So open the door. He came outside. He went to toilet. Then he never told his God. Right? So there is a complete misunderstanding that we are God. Scriptures explain qualitatively we are like God. Quantitatively we are very, very minute as compared to God. Qualitatively we are like God. If you want to taste the ocean, do you drink the entire ocean? Take one drop. You can tell what is ocean. Is that true? A drop of an ocean has the same qualities of entire ocean. Same way, we have the same qualities of God. But a drop is a drop, ocean is an ocean. Right? We are Anu, he is Vibhu. We are limited, he is unlimited. We are small, he is unlimitedly big. Right? Everything we are part of him with the same qualities, but we are less. This is Vedic understanding. We can never become God. Drops together cannot make an ocean, but ocean is ocean. Ocean, you can't just say that, okay, I'll make all the drops I'll bring. Can you make an ocean? Have you gone to ocean anytime? Have you sailed in an ocean, anybody here? Anytime in life? It's scary. In midst of an ocean, don't think the Titanic scene like this. Go stand there, you'll know how scary it is. You are nothing. You'll feel nothing when you stand in the ocean. It's a huge water body. You are nothing. Your pride will go crushed. What are you in front of the ocean? Nothing you are. In California, there is a big mountain. The mountain is like a wall. It's like a straight wall. So I went there. I stood under that mountain and I looked up. My God, I felt like I'm like a little particle of dust, under that mountain. Then we'll actually understand how small we are. We think we are so great. We are I can decide God is there or not. I will decide what is God. What are you in front of God? Nothing. Right? That we should understand. That humility should come. When humility will come, we'll understand who is God. Without humility, you'll not. Right? So people talk about different things about God. God is great. But how great is God? Nobody can answer. Go and ask. Is God great? Yes. How great is He? We don't know. We don't know how great is God. Little things God will do, He'll tell He's God. Small things He'll do, He'll tell He's God. Right? Even politician is called these days Bhagavantudu Lanti Maneta. Huh? You use the word God so cheaply. So cheaply God name is used. But do you know how great is God? What you should do to be called as God? What you should do? Ravana could disappear in one place and appear in another place. Had he taken birth in Gachibowli, by now he would have been declared as God. Taken it. Vishwamitra could create 7 planets. He just by chanting one mantra, he created 7 planets. 7 planets. If people can create planet, what do they call now? God. You are God. Isn't it? Hanumanji jumped one leap. He jumped from one corner to other corner of the ocean. If somebody jumps like that, what do they call him? God. For little useless things we are calling, they are siddhis. Hanumanji sings in what is it? Hanuman Chalisa. Ashta siddhiso navadodata. He says, I don't want those siddhis. Hey Ram, I don't want those siddhis. They're nuisance. They're unnecessary nuisance. They'll divert me. I want to be a devotee. I don't want those siddhis. Siddhis of becoming bigger than the biggest, smaller than the smallest, lighter than the lightest. All these things are disturbance for me. I don't want all these things. Hanuman says, I just want to be a devotee. That is bhakti. Right? So, declaring some people as God just because they did little chumuk, something from their mouth, something from their nose, something from their ear, they become God. How can they become God, Ray Baba? What is God? You can't imagine what is God. Appearing here, disappearing there, suddenly appearing here. I saw him there. That shadow is him only. That moon may he only. I could see him in the moon. How many of you can go and meet KCR today afternoon? Lift your hand. You know who is KCR, right? K. Chandrasekhar Rao, the Chief Minister of our state. How many of you can go and meet him at 12 o'clock? Lift your hand. Okay, chalo. Evening 5 o'clock. Lift your hand. After all, KCR, one Chief Minister of one state in India, you can't meet. You don't have access to him so easily. How can you get access to God, Ray Baba? Is God such a cheap thing that I can see him wherever I want? I think it's God only. I think in that fire I saw him. You didn't see him in fire. Somebody photoshopped it. Right? Half Photoshop business goes in this only. दो पत्तों को लेकर आओ ऐसे करो लक्ष्मी देवी. I've seen Lakshmi Devi. It's in my house. See that leaves? I've seen Hanumanji. I've seen in the fire. I've seen that moon is very famous. You can create anything in Photoshop in the moon, right? You can create your face also. Right? I mean moon also. Taken it. That is how cheap God has become. Huh? No answer. Everybody, doing rituals, doing this. Let me just finish the ritual first. Let's not get into the trouble with God. Who knows? He might exist. My friend was there. Huh? He was one Kulkarni. Me and he never believed in God. I also never believed in God. I took some time. After some time, one nice devotee came into my life and showed me. After practicing years and years, I understood. Okay. After reading scriptures, I understood what is God. Until then, I had no conception. So me and that Kulkarni were very close friends. Absolute atheists. We used to make fun of people who used to believe in God. So after many years, I came towards God conscious path. But I don't know what happened to him. He told, I'm doing Gro Pravesh. मेरे घर को I'm doing Gro Pravesh. Kulkarni, tu Gro Pravesh kar raha hai? Gro Pravesh is always a ritual, right? I mean, you do only when you believe in God. So I went to his house. He was doing Gro Pravesh, some 2 crore flat. Brahman is there. Ritual is happening. I'm sitting and seeing this fellow. How come he's also become God conscious? I thought maybe God has worshipped, give him some gyan. Then after the whole thing, Kulkarni kya hai? He also started believing, नहीं कुछ नहीं 2 करोड़ का फ्लैट खरीदा है 10,000 रुपए भगवान के ऊपर खर्चा करेंगे वो है तो खुश हो जाएगा. If he's there, he'll be like, if he's there, it's a problem. 10,000 रुपए खुश भगवान खुश. That is God consciousness. Fear of God. There's so many. 99% of the theists are 100% convinced of the existence of God. What to speak of atheists? Nobody actually believes in God today. Because if we believe in God, we will not behave the way we are behaving. If Narendra Modi is sitting here, will we all sit like this? If God is here, will we behave the way we are behaving? Do we really believe that He exists? He is everywhere? No, we don't. The conscious, maybe we believe, but the faith is not there all the time. We are forgetting. Will we fight like cats and dogs? Will we cause harm to any living entity if you believe in God? No. So somewhere there is some faith, but it's not 100% crystal there, right? Most of the situation today, our parents and role models don't have answers. No religion shown by the media walk their talk, right? So there are so many reasons why we don't believe in God. So much confusion is there. I already told most of these things. I'm tired of rituals. I don't want to go through the rituals anymore. Just finish it. Jaldi khatam karo. Shadi kitne din mein khatam karna hai? Marriage used to be a 3-day affair. Right? Earlier than that was 10-day affair. Became 3-day affair. Now 3 hours affair. Recently one fellow had half an hour marriage. Half an hour. To bol band hota hu. Jaldi bol. Finish. Right? Why you got married? What is the purpose of marriage? Nothing. Khatam kar. Right? That is the situation today. We don't want rituals. Huh? So actually, does God exist? Yes, no, don't know. God only knows. If he exists or not. God only knows whether he exists or not. Huh? So I'm going to tell some scientific things. It will end in 10 minutes. Is there any urge on this planet? Just tell me, is there any urge on the planet which cannot be fulfilled? For example, thirst is an urge. How is fulfilled? Water. Hunger is an urge. How it's fulfilled? Food. Can you think of one urge which doesn't have a fulfillment on this planet? Desire itself is urge. Think of the urge. Just think about it. Every urge. In the interest of time, you can again think about it and get back to me. There is no urge which doesn't have fulfillment. When God created this world, He created an urge and He also created a fulfillment. There is an urge to pray also. So He created a deity also. He created a name for it also. He created energy also. There is an urge. Every urge has a fulfillment. Right? Urge for thirst, water. But He didn't tell drink liquor. Urge is there is water. There is a hunger. Food. He didn't tell go and create slaughterhouses. He didn't say create slaughterhouses. Right? Sex. Yes, straight male and female. I don't want to discuss the other one. Name one urge that you have which doesn't have fulfillment in this world. There is nothing. Everything has a fulfillment. Urge to pray is there, it's natural. Urge to take shelter is also natural. When you are in trouble, whether you believe in God or not, you hold your hands and you pray to some divinity inside you or outside you. How many agree? When you're in real trouble, you become helpless. You become helpless. Somebody will say, please help me. That will come out of that lot of it. So there is an urge when there is a fulfillment also. It is very simple logic. If every urge has a fulfillment, then even when there is an urge to pray, there has to be a God. It is not possible that a God doesn't exist. God has to be, because every urge has a fulfillment. When there is an urge to pray, there has to be a God. Why can't we look at it like that? Can we look at it like that? Did you all understood what I told? When every urge has a fulfillment and the urge to pray is also natural, then there has to be a fulfillment for the prayer also, right? There is nothing but God. One way of looking at it, right? Some people pray the 5 elements, earth, water, fire, ether, air. Some people worship the God as a form. Some people worship him as nature. Sun, they'll worship, or nature. See, when we went to, once I went to Grand Canyons. In Grand Canyon, under the Grand Canyon US, they pray to the nature. They have different dances. One dance for sun, one dance for air, one dance for water. They actually do the dances and do the prayer. The wild people there. And how many of you know, in Grand Canyon, there are 3 temples. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. For how many years? They don't even know since when. In Grand Canyon. It's there. So creator implies creation implies creator, isn't it? One Isaac Newton, right? He created a big solar system in his house. He was a believer of God. He created with metal, whole model he kept. And next day morning, his friends came. Hey, who created amazing model? Huh? It's moving, everything is moving. Newton said, nobody created, it got formed in the night. I kept some plates and metal there. In the morning, it became a solar system. Hey, Newton, come on. Who made this model? It's so nice. Newton said, no, nobody created it. Just like that got formed. They're like, you're a scientist. How can you speak like that? Newton, you're a scientist. How do you expect us to believe we are scientists? Nobody, it can't get created by its own. Then Newton told, if you can't believe this model cannot be created by itself, how can you believe this whole universe that is functioning was not created by a God? How can you say that? How is it? Is it a fluke that planets are floating? Sun is rotating? Huh? The solar system model, as I told. If you find a watch on a seashore, can I tell that this watch is, some waves hit the rock hit some metal hit something, and a small needle came out, and then the plate came out, and the watch got formed? Will you believe that? Karenge kya? After all, watch, you can't believe that it cannot be created by its own. What about the whole world that we are living in? It just got created by fluke? Huh? Amazing fact about a human eye. I was reading this too. Amazing. Blinks 12 times per minute. It is composed of 2 million. You know how many pixels it is? How many pixels your camera is? 12 megapixel? 14 megapixel? 32? Human eye, so far science has calculated. So far, 576 megapixel is our eyes. Can there be any more clarity? Think of? Huh? Such an amazing thing. Was it just created? Was ऐसे कुछ हो गया क्या? पानी गिर गया, rock पे ऐसे आंख बन गया, आंख बन के इधर आ गया. Right? How many of us, after we took birth, our parents took us out and fitted a hand here, leg here, sir here? These all were fitted, or we came out completely pre-fitted? Your nose was here, they've shifted it here. Did they do all that? Perfectly we came out. How is this whole design happening? Right? How come hair is there on the eyebrows? Why not here? Why is the hair here? Why not here? Why the brain is protected? Why do we wear shika here? Why not here? Why don't we wear shika here? Why Brahmins or anybody people practicing? Because there is a chakra here. We pull it, spiritual intelligence is invoked. And this part of the brain is very, very dangerous. Anybody hits it strong will die. So this place, hair is always maintained. It is never shaved. Some part of the hair is never shaved. Whole science behind it. There is a whole, every acupuncture, you go and sit with the acupuncture person, he'll tell, you press here, your heart will be activated. You all believe in acupuncture or women believe in it? So who created that puncture point there? Who created that puncture point? Right? Simple. Science can be seen. There is this beetle. This beetle here. It so happened that one part of South America, the bats were dying. You know the bats, right? Gabilan. They were they were hitting each other and falling and dying. They didn't understand what's going on. Bats don't have eyes. Do you know that? Bats don't have eyes. They just go with currents. And so fast they go. They never hit a wall. Even here the bat can rotate across this tree, but they'll never hit a wall. Very fast they go. Right? But in that place of South America, they were hitting each other and falling and dying. And they found out that there is a stupid beetle sitting there. Somebody brought this from Africa and put it in South America. And this beetle has a capability of breaking the signals of bats. They removed the beetle from there, bats are all peaceful. Just imagine. And this beetle was later on taken by the US Army, and they're trying to understand how this breaks the signals. How can we use this technology? See the God's technology. When rainy season comes now, go and stand outside your home. Do you see how many mosquitoes on your head? How many mosquitoes on your head? So many mosquitoes, at least 100 mosquitoes are going around. Have you ever seen any mosquito bumping into each other and falling down? These mosquitoes are better than our air traffic system. Isn't it? The big air traffic control system in the airports. They can't control 2 flights flying together. Just see the technology that God has given to the mosquitoes. 100 of them are flying. They don't touch any of them. They nicely have their own pathway. They'll keep going around. Don't you see the technology of God? How is it possible that so many mosquitoes are going around? They don't bump into each other. Huh? Eagle. How many of you know that the eagle, at what pace it comes down when it has to catch its prey? We're talking science here. It comes at a pace of more than 200 miles per hour. Unbelievable pace it comes down. It just comes like this. It sees its prey and it comes. At 200 miles per hour, can its eyelids function? If you keep your head outside the window of your car, don't do it, but if you try in outer ring road, can you see anything properly? Can't see anything properly. You can't see anything properly. That's why God gave eagles 3 eyelids. There is one transparent eyelid also. So when it attacks, it just puts a transparent eyelid, then comes down. At 200 miles, it can see its prey without any problem. So who created that eyelid? Oh, over a period of time, it needed a 3rd eyelid, so it self-created it. No, it was already created. Eagles have it. Who created it? There is science, right? Do you see science? Huh? We already talked about seawater. Big Bang Theory. How many of you wrote this in your textbooks? In your, you got marks also, Big Bang Theory? If I keep a bomb here, don't tell it in the telegram. If I keep a bomb here and blast this whole place, will fountains come down? Will you see sceneries coming out from here? What will you see? If I blast this place, what will come out? Cement, dust, metal, that's all will come out, right? How many of you believe that a big bang happened, and from that big bang, all the sceneries came out, beautiful sceneries, right? Beautiful lakes came out, beautiful mountains came out, beautiful planets came out, right? Logic kidhar gaya re baba? Where is the logic gone? Now, when a big bang happens, everything has to go apart, right? I mean, it has to go like zoom. Everything has to go like all the directions. Is it true? There are so many flaws in this Big Bang theory. Scientists have questioned what nonsense have you put in the textbooks. It is not true. Why? Because some scientists have seen the pace of the objects at which it is going is increasing day by day, not decreasing. How is it possible? When a blast happens, zoom, it goes out, then slowly it slows down. But here, the pace is only increasing. It is only increasing, given year after year, it is increasing. The way universe is expanding right now, by the way. The way planets are expanding is increasing. Okay, they don't have, the Big Bang fellow, he doesn't have any answer for that. Another thing, there is a planet going like this, there is a star going like this, it's expanding. It will go like this, suddenly it will change, go down, then it will go like this, then it will go like that. How is it possible? If it's a Big Bang, everything should only go in one direction, right? Again, how come Big Bang is making things go in different directions? These all things never came in our textbook. We all got our marks, we passed also. Ho gaya, syllabus ho gaya, likh diya, khatam. This is the atheistic theory created. That world came out of nothing. World came out of nothing. Scriptures don't say that. Scriptures give a completely different definition. Aham sarvasva prabho, mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhujante ma buddha bhava samanvita. From me comes the spiritual world, the material world. I am the creator. Everything is coming out of me. And is giving more and more detail as we go into the verses. Explanation is given. What was created first? Fire was created first or water was created first? What did Brahma first create? Brahma is the creator, right? He's a secondary creator. He's an engineer. He was given all the raw material he had to create. So how did he create? What did he create first? Everything is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. How many of us have been taught Srimad Bhagavatam? And we have been taught Big Bang Theory. Just to believe all this nonsense. Huh? So many questions, they don't have answers. Forget about all the questions. Does it even common sense accept this Big Bang theory? Just think about it. Some blast happened. Did you all come out of blast? Huh? Blast से निकल के आए क्या सभी लोग? For everything we have an investigation. Hiroshima bomb happened. There is investigation. Who put it? Where he put it? Which country put it? Isn't it? And what all damage it did? Huh? For Bombay blast, there was investigation, isn't it? 2006, there were like 12 blasts in Mumbai trains. Was there investigation or no? For small blasts, we have so many investigation. What about the Big Bang blast? Is there an investigation about the theory? No investigation. It came into the textbooks. We all are made to believe. Yes, we will believe the Big Bang. Isn't it? And another beautiful theory. Yeah, Krishna is telling, I told you about this verse. Right? If you can believe in Big Bang, why can't you believe in Krishna telling when he says, I am the creator who created everything? What is the problem? You want to nicely accept Big Bang with no scientific proof. Isn't it? Is there any scientific proof behind Big Bang? No. But would you all accept it? Yes. There is a scripture where God is saying, I created everything. Why can't you accept that? Nah, bro. I need more. Okay, we'll go to more. How many laws are there? How many laws are there in this universe to function? Law of gravity, is it there or no? Huh? See, if apple fell when the Newton fellow was seeing, I would have just eaten the apple. He saw there is something more to it. He saw, why is apple falling? There should be some law behind it. Without these laws, can any laboratory work? No laboratory can work. By the way, no science can work. Pendulum, you leave the object here, it goes here, it again comes back here. This is a law. Without these laws, can any scientist work? He can't do any experiment also. So if there are so many laws, will there not be a lawmaker? Who made all these laws? There has to be a lawmaker, right? A creation implies a creator. If you blast the whole thing, what comes out? So people have a problem accepting God as a person. Why they don't want to accept a God as a person? Because we're making a person, we are limiting him, isn't it? If he is God, he should be unlimited, not a person. Formlessness means unlimited. Form means limited. Is that true? That conception is there, right? If something has a form, it's limited. Something doesn't have a form, it's unlimited. If I blast this whole building, it will become into dust. Does it mean it became unlimited? It is still limited only. Just that I can't see it. So God is so huge and big that He is actually unlimited. For us, He is unlimited, but He is limited for Himself. He knows what is. Right? It's a big concept. We'll get into it deeper later. But I just wanted to finish a couple of things. It's a frog in a well concept, right? So a frog in a well, what does it think? There is no ocean. I am in the biggest ocean. The ocean, frog from the ocean will come and tell, "Hey, Baba, I saw something." Then it tell, "Ocean? How much is it compared to my well?" The water is speaking. That is humongous. Humongous means 10 times, 20 times my well. What can you teach a frog in a well? Tell me. You can't teach in a frog in a well anything. Similarly, when you have a conception created in your mind, you can't learn about God. The greatness of God cannot be understood. Law implies lawmaker. If there is little 10 signals in the city stop, what will happen to the entire Gachibowli? Can anybody go to the office? Huh? Nobody can go to the office, isn't it? Nobody can go anywhere. Train system. That in Japan they told me 100% automated the entire train system. And then one small problem came, the entire train system stopped. People are stuck for days. They don't know how to come out. They don't know how to get out. They don't know what to do. And then they said, nothing can be 100% automated. Nothing can be 100% automated. There is more automation, more repairs, isn't it? How many people here in software automation? Anybody here? Go and ask the fellow who is automating software. He'll tell his bank is at you would start automation. Right? I used to do Oracle consulting at time. We used to automate scripts in Oracle. Then we realized, it's better to manually punch in. Client used to tell, how much automate? Sir, 50% automated, don't worry. Listen, punch, jaldi punch maro. So much problem with automation. We can't even think of automating anything in our life. But God can automate so many things. Right? Can you imagine something which creates a raw material for the other thing, and that finished product becomes a raw material of the another thing, and both of them are functioning? Can you think of anything like that? A produces a finished product, it becomes a raw material for B, and B's finished product becomes a raw material for A. Tell me one thing that science has created. Think about it. Have you understood the question? Factory A produces a finished product which becomes a raw material of factory B, and factory B produces a finished product becomes a raw material of factory A. They're self-sufficient. Software bugs, sir. They're creating raw material for our own business. Look at the exactly. Look at the technology of God. He had to create oxygen. Out of what he created? Plants. And what do plants take? Carbon dioxide. Completely sufficient model. Isn't it? Completely sufficient model. There is no reason for any fiddlement with that. Can you create a computer which can create another computer? And that computer create itself another computer? No, you can't do that. You still need a human intervention there. But think about this technology that God has created. Huh? It's impossible to see. It's impossible to not notice the laws of nature. Are you becoming old? Laws of nature is with every passing minute, everything is deteriorating. That is clearly seen, right? Embryo to baby to child to teen to adult to aging to egg and to embryo. We are all in a cycle. We are all in a cycle. What is the greatest achievement for that boy there? Greatest achievement for what is his name? Huh? Ved. So what is Ved's greatest achievement at that age? Is how many years is? 3.5. Greatest achievement for him will be, I'm just joking, I should not urinate in my pants. If I did not urinate in my pants, it's a great achievement, isn't it? For a 6-year-old boy, what is the greatest achievement? I have reached my home. I have reached my home, that's a greatest achievement, isn't it? For a 2-year-old boy, what is the greatest achievement? I have friends in my society. I have friends. Again, for an 18-year-old boy, I got my license. Greatest achievement. Again, for a 22-year-old person, I got my job. Huh? For a 40-year-old person, my wife and children are good. They're nice in the home. For a 50-year-old person, health is more important. Forget about properties. All repair work has started. Right? Servicing has started. Huh? For a 65-year-old person, children are settled, I am peaceful. My health is very important. Now see the cycle going back. For the 75-year-old person, I should reach home. For an 85-year-old person, I should not urinate in my pants. That's all it is. Right? We are so proud of what we are achieving and what we are doing. Ultimately, the cycle is going to take back there only. There will be age when we all will think, can I go back to my home today? Can I walk back to my home today? Can I go to toilet and urinate? It should not happen in the pant. That is a big target. Even though you are a CEO or a CFO or a global whatever nonsense you are, at that age, that is the greatest target. Isn't it? That is life. It is completely the laws of nature. The most intelligent can recognize these laws. There are some great scientists who have actually recognized that. Science is not always against God. They declared, they've written books saying that there has to be that intelligence behind what we are seeing. Without that intelligence, it is not possible for this universe to exist. So many perfect balance is there for the planet to exist. So many omega, whatever the list is there. I'm not a great science student. It is explained even if one of it changes by 0.01 precision, the whole universe will become water. If the distance between sun and earth will change a little, we all will be burned to death or will be frozen to death. It is such a precision with which everything is working, and we are saying there is no intelligence behind this. Nobody created this. Huh? We can't see it. Look at this great Albert Einstein. The more I study science, the more I believe in God. That is the humility of a great scientist. Science only goes so far, then comes God. So many great scientists have declared, and they have told that that's the conclusion. Material nature and laws work under the God's direction. This is already mentioned. How the whole material world is working. Krishna is telling in 9th chapter. Maya dhikshena prakriti suyate characharam. Hetunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. I am running this whole nature. I am directing how the nature should happen. He is telling everything. I'm going to, and how he functions. How many devatas are there? How many devatas are there? 3.3 crore devatas are there. What are these 3.3 crore devatas doing? Every single organ in our body is functioning because of a devata's presence. There is a devata for eyelids, you know that? His name is Nimi. If Nimi goes on leave, we'll be like this only. Yes. Yeah. 33 crore. Mukkoti devatas. Koti means crore. Crore. Yes.
There is a controversy going whether it is a types or crores.
Not types. It is exact number 3.3 crores. That is also there. They are all part of the devatas. The total quantity of devatas in one universe, by the way. In one universe, how many universes are there? Right? In every universe there is a Brahma. We'll get into that topic in detail. I'll get to that answer. Okay. In future, I'm going to get into the depth knowledge of each universe. How many Brahmas are there? How long Brahma lives? Everything is there. Right? We'll get into that. Definition of God. Now, somebody is reading paper. He is seeing Hema Malini. He is saying Hema. Somebody is seeing the other side of the paper. He is saying Hema Malini. He is saying Hema. Right? Different people have different conceptions of God. Definition of God, nobody knows. According to me is the greatest definition. Who is God? According to me, God is this. Is there no definition for God? There is definition for God. Right? So we'll understand that. So God is my cheapest talk people say. We don't like anything limiting God, defining God. My religion as a God, so does your religion. Let's not try to get there. Albert Einstein once told there are two things infinite: the universe and human stupidity. These two things are infinite. Right? You can go to any extent. You can tell about God also. As per all authorized scriptures, God is the source of everything. That is one of the definition of God. The source of everything. What does it mean when you say source? This house I constructed. Before that, this city you constructed. This earth, this planet, this universe, galaxy, everything belongs to God. There is nothing that does not belong to God. He is the source of everything. Then only is God. So, mere galli mein mera God, tumhare galli ka God, tumhare galli ka God. He is not that God. That God has ownership of everything. He is Indian God, American God. No. He is God of everything. Isn't it? Ishwaraha Paramaha Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Sarva Karana Karanam. Cause of all causes is that Ishwara, Krishna. It's very clearly mentioned in the Vedic scriptures. Right? We'll get into that. Who is God in detail. Supreme control of everything. He is also control of everything. How many people are in control of everything here? Are you in control of your own children? Are you in control of your own mind? Is our chief minister in control of the entire state? Maharashtra chief minister doesn't know what is controlling him. Nobody is in his control. The entire media is controlling him now. That is the situation, right? Nobody is controlling anything, but there is one controller who is controlling everything. Everything is in his control. Then only he is told to be God. Even president cannot tell that he is God. Huh? I am the boss, and my wife gave me the permission to say so. Somebody told like that. Yeah. And he should be the proprietor of everything. God means first is what? He's the source of everything. Then he's the control of everything. Then he's the proprietor of everything. Proprietor means what? Everything comes from him. He created. People are fighting for a small seat in a train. That I am the proprietor. Right? You're not proprietor of anything. God is proprietor of everything. Yes, there are a lot of examples. I'm trying to skip away in the interest of time. Even a country cannot claim that it's a proprietor eternally. There was Bharat Varsha at one time. Now it became Pakistan, Bangladesh, India. I don't know what more people want out of it. How much more it is going to be divided, right? That is the situation today. Yeah. We are not even the proprietor of our own body. Huh? This fellow died. Are you the proprietor of your body? Do you think your body belongs to you? Body belongs to you. Are you in complete control of your body? Your body itself is not in your control. What proprietorship are you talking about? Right? We don't have proprietorship about anything. Even the flat that we are going to go now, time will decide whose proprietor you are. You know, one person, you know, he was sitting in the satsang long time back. He was very proud that he has a lot of properties. In every my home, he has a property. Jewel, Vihanga, Abra, Gibra, Pura, wherever, right? He was very proud. He was sitting there. Then whenever I meet him, he talks to me about the property prices. I'm like, why are you telling me the property prices? Like, you know the price now? 7,000 square feet, 8,000 square feet. Then one day I said, I'm going to give you a peace of mind. I told him, sir, one earthquake comes in Hyderabad, one crack comes in your building. One crack. What is per square feet now? Can you sell for 100 rupees per square feet your flat? We are proud of it, right? 8,000 square feet. One crack in the building. Nobody will buy your flat. Where is your pride? Cracked. Again. So whatever we are proud of can be removed in 1 second. He's the enjoyer of everything. That's the most important definition. God is the enjoyer of everything. Whatever is happening, at least he is enjoying. God is not working. Creating, maintaining, destroying is not the work of God. That is also work. He allocates that to his expansions. You take care of creation, you take care of this, you take care of that. I am here to enjoy. God means he is the enjoyer of everything. Bhoktaram yagita tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. He is the bhokta of everything that is given. That is the definition of God. God means he is the enjoyer, not the worker. Stop the definition of creator, maintainer, destroyer. That is not God. That is one of the functions of God. That happens. By default, it will happen. What is Krishna doing? Is he creating? Is he destroying? He is playing flute and playing with his cows and calves. He is dancing with the gopis. He is playing with the gopas. He is nicely enjoying life. That is God. God means somebody who enjoys. He is the source of everything. He controls everything. He is a proprietor of everything. And the most important, he is the enjoyer of everything. He enjoys everything. Right? Once I went to this every day. I went to this Gokul. How many have gone to Gokul Chat anytime? Gokul Chat in Koti, very famous. Huh? If you are new to Hyderabad, you should go there. And you should have Dahi Puri there. I'm recommending this unofficially. Dahi Puri, right? So I used to go to Gokul Chat in my college days also. So there, I saw at night 11 o'clock, one Maruti van came in those days. And the Maruti van opened and big covers, polythene bags of cash was kept inside. One fat fellow came, he closed the Maruti van and he took the money. Everybody else is working, washing the utensils, everything else. So who is the enjoyer? Those people are the owner. Right? So God is like that. He doesn't have to work like all these people. He's the enjoyer of everything. God doesn't mean that he has to work for anything. Yeah. Bhoktaram yagitatam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Suhurdam sarvabhutanam gyatvam shantim richati. He's a benefactor, he's the enjoyer of everything. That is it. So what is the definition? Proof of enjoyer means you can enjoy only the things that you are a proprietor. You can't enjoy somebody else's flat. You should own that flat. Isn't it? So if you're an enjoyer means you have to be a proprietor. You have to be a proprietor means what? You have to be a controller. Then only you're a proprietor. You have to be a controller means what? You have to be the creator. And you have to be the creator means what? You are the cause of all causes. This is the definition of God. If you are not the cause of all causes, you cannot be the creator. And if you are not the creator, you cannot be the controller. And if you are not the controller, you cannot be the proprietor. And if you are not the proprietor, you cannot be the enjoyer. Everything belongs to him. That is the reason he is God. If somebody claims that he is God, just ask him. If he says, I am God God, he is nothing but exactly the opposite. DOG dog. Anybody on the planet, if he comes and says, my Bhagwan hu, wo Bhagwan nahi, kutta hai wo. Simple. He is not God, he is exactly opposite, DOG dog. Nobody can claim that is God. Right? God cannot be made. God is not made. God is God. When 5 days after God appeared is God, until how much of time he stayed is God. If somebody says is God, you have some difficult tests, some moderate tests, and simple tests. We'll end with this. Okay. What are the simple tests you can give if somebody says is God? Difficult tests you can tell. You can lift Govardhan hill, right? Or you can stop the sun from rising. One fellow claimed that also. I told the sun to stop, it stopped like that. Some nonsense. Nityananda fellow. He told that also, yeah. So show the universe in his mouth. Can you show the universe in his mouth? We can only show cavity. Right? But God can show the entire universe, right? And you can show the universal form. Most important, show the scriptural proof. If you are God, where are you mentioned in the scriptures? In the Vedas, you have to mention. Where is your name in the Vedas? Show it to me. Because Vedas have given comprehensive list of all the avatars that have happened now and all the avatars that will happen in the future for this universe. It is already given. Where is the proof? Dekho. Kidhar hai? You can ask. Moderate rest, you can ask, reach out to the shloka and Srimad Bhagavatam, or you can read. Can you read all the shlokas of Vedas reverse way or in the forward way? Can you read without seeing? You can ask those moderate tests. Simple tests are even simple. Ask him to eat food offered by 100 villagers, or marry one wife and keep her completely happy. That itself is the greatest test. Or dance on a soap floor. Put soap on the floor and dance. Can you dance? Krishna danced on snakes. Slippery snakes he danced. Can you dance on a soap floor? You can't dance. Right? So simple test you can put. One fellow told he is God. If people used to worship him, that is God. Bhagavan, 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 Bhagavan. That fellow got grey hair, no hair, and then he died also. In ICU he died. How can God die in ICU? Think about it. I mean, is there a logic? First of all, does God die? No. People are believing any nonsense today because that's what they like to believe. Right? It's very unfortunate. So anyway, simple test. Simplest test is drink 10 liters of water and don't go out for 24 hours. You can tell that to anybody who claims to be God. Right? We are done. So all these questions we'll get an answer anyway as we go forward. So God can be proved scientifically in many, many ways, provided we have eyes and vision to see it. Right? We should first of all have some faith. How many feel that you can make more money by employment or by business? Business you can make more money, right? Employment means limited money. But in order to make more money in business, what you should put in the beginning? Some money. You want to make more money, you have to put some money. So if you want to get more faith of God, you have to put at least some faith of God. You can start with some faith and then start attending the sessions. Start learning the scripture that is in front of you. We'll go in depth. So far, I have not gone into much of the Bhagavad Gita. I have not even started it. I'm giving the surface knowledge. So we develop faith and then we start reading Bhagavad Gita. But have the audacity to answer anybody who is speaking ill or in a very funny way about our religion or about our faith. Stop this, fellows. Shut your mouth. You don't have to talk bad about any religion. And you don't have to make fun of the way what you practice. Be proud of what you are practicing. Or at least learn what you are practicing. What your ancestors have given you, learn what they have given you. And then you will actually be proud of what you are practicing. Right? So first session was all about problems. And second session was who created the problems. So there is a God who created. Right? Now the third session is very important. Don't miss this session. Each session is a very, very important ingredient. Why to believe in scriptures? Next week I'll spend time. Why to believe in scriptures? The book that you are holding, anybody can print, right? Anybody can print. How come you're telling Krishna has only told this? What is the proof that Krishna has told this? What is the way you can prove it? I want a proof that you will learn in next week. How to prove that all the scriptures, what they are saying is true. How to prove that. And then you can go into the next. Any questions at this point? I know a lot of things, a little sensitive things were discussed. Please forgive me if I spoke anything wrong. Yes, bro. Yes. Mic. Where's the mic? Yes, sir. Somebody had the mic somewhere. Yeah. Yes, sir. So very nice question asked by Prabhuji. Your name again, Prabhu? Nitin Prabhu. So question is, we'll end with this. Actually, already it's 10 o'clock. Let's have a breakfast study. So the point is, question is, when so much devastation happened to our temples and our scriptures, why didn't God stop it? Right, 500 years back, 1000 years back, with so many Vedas. Actually, the whole university was burnt off, where all the Vedas were kept, and so many Vedas were taken outside the country. It's believed that Germany has most of the Vedas right now. They have a lot of this knowledge kept. So, why did God stop it? So, very simple, Prabhuji. We have 4 yugas: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga. Satya Yuga means everybody is practicing satsang. How many flats are there here? 600 flats are there, around 600. In Satya Yuga, all 600 will be sitting here right now. But everybody likes to worship God, likes to understand God, and everybody is very faithful. As the yugas go down, the legs of dharma are decreased. There are 4 legs of dharma. So one leg is removed. And very shortly, I'm telling it. Elaborate, I'll explain later. As the Treta Yuga comes, the faith decreases further. As the Dwapar Yuga comes, even further. Kali Yuga is actually for people who are godless. So in order to create that godlessness, first scriptures have to be removed, temples have to be removed, everything. That is the reason God approves it. Okay, that's what you want. That's what you want, so take it. That's what you want, take it. The environment has to be created where something can be practiced. Even to practice atheism, a right environment is required, where there should be no scriptures, no temples, no believers. So that Krishna is creating that environment. Kali Yuga actually the government of Kali Yuga means enjoy. No God, merry. Just do whatever you want. Enjoy. That is the government of Kali Yuga. What we are doing is again as a government actually. We are like terrorists of Kali Yuga. All of us sitting down and actually trying to understand. No, is God really there? What did He give? Why did He create? What we are doing is against the government policy. Wind is going this side, you are going against the wind. Saying that no, I want to understand God, I want to understand purpose of God, purpose of life. Who created me? Where did I come from? What is all these molecules? What are the nails? What is this head? Where am I going to go after death? What will happen? These are all the questions that people in Satya Yuga used to ask. In Kali Yuga, people only ask where to buy the villa, where to buy the flat, how to sell the land, how to take other fellows' land, right? How to organize a conference call in Outlook. That's all is intelligence for. Human intelligence in Kali Yuga means eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Ahara, Nidra, Baya, Maithunam. Samanyat etat pashuvir narana. Dharme hi eko adhiko vishesho. Dharme hina pashuhi samana. In Kali Yuga, nobody is interested in God consciousness. People are only interested in where should I eat on a Sunday afternoon? Where is the deal? Where is that tomato? Right? How can that come to me? That is all they're thinking. So for that, Kali Yuga is created. Any other questions? Very good. Okay. So please don't miss next week's session. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Please have prasadam. And as I told, anybody who wants to contribute or sponsor part of it or of it, please feel free, because this is all a community thing. We're not trying to pull up and do whatever that we can. Hare Krishna. We have to sing Narshing Arti, completely forgot, but we'll just say Narshing Dev Ki Jai for today. That's the only day. Yeah, Hare Krishna.